ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to the broadcast. Danny Shenot on behalf of Nobody Cares Sports Network, providing play-by-play for you this afternoon for what is a great game between the hosting Tottenville Pirates and the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Joining me in the broadcast booth is my confidant, a color commentator on the rise, a parent star in the business. People are bursting into the broadcast booth to say hello. Ray Palma, welcome to Tottenville, brother.
Great to be here on the South Shore of Staten Island on a picturesque, I'm going to say evening, 6 o'clock, right? Go evening, I guess. Beautiful, I'd say. Danny's adjusting my mic. Thanks, Danny. About 80 degrees and beautiful here on the South Shore. The Lincoln Rail Splitters of Coney Island have traveled into Staten Island. Lincoln 1-0 in the season with a big win over Susan Wagner last week, 28-0. Beat Tottenville last year in the PSCL playoffs, Danny. So this is a rematch. You know, Tottenville, they've aligned each other. They played each other in the playoffs. Actually, the last few years, rivalry game, big game for both teams. And like we said, picturesque weather here on the South Shore.
And when you talk about it, Ray, this Tottenville ball club has traveled a couple of times in two non-league games. One of them was actually way down in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, look, they're 1-1 in these non-league games. This is the first league game of the year for the Pirates. And when you talk about bulletin board material, there is no greater post to put on that board for your players to look at in the offseason than the team that eliminated you from the playoffs. You get to host them week one.
You pointed it out best, right? Coming on the road. So now you're hosting. You woke up in your bed. You went to your school today. No bus ride. You know, went out here. So if you're Tottenville, and again, you mentioned the trip to Tennessee. And from experience, when you go on trips like that, the games are nice and what happens there, but it's more the bonding, the hotels, the flights, the experience of being with your brothers, being with your teammates. So Tottenville has that. And then last week with a big win over Wing Valley, Coach Brian Neville, Danny, 8th year, 15 years as an assistant, so 23rd year with Tottenville football. Mighty impressive.
Mighty impressive is right. He's also the college advisor here at Tottenville High School, so he has got a full plate. I had the pleasure of coming here for a practice where, you know, we film this series Dog Days that we have on Nobody Cares Sports YouTube. Every school gets a 10-minute episode. And at the Tottenville practice, I mean, these guys were loose. Neville is the kind of coach that says, hey, guys, you're late to practice. Guess what? You got to roll now 100 yards for being late to practice. These kids are like, Coach, you got to be kidding me, right? So what he did that day was, I'll tell you what, if our field goal kicker hits this 35-yard field goal, the guys that were late don't have to roll and practice is over. And, I mean, you talk about building pressure for your kicker early on in the practice season. That's what Coach Neville does. He thinks outside the box. And let me tell you, that kid drilled that kick right down the middle. The players didn't have to roll. Practice was over. So that is experience. The way he motivates these kids is different.
And the hardest part of practice is replicating game situations. As a high school basketball coach by trade myself, it's hard to get your starters ready when they're going against what is naturally an inferior second unit. So for a kicker like that to have the pressure of his own teammate, because there's no pressure like family pressure, no pressure like teammate pressure, right? So for that kind of pressure we replicate in practice is quite impressive. And if we want to slide it over to Lincoln, Danny.
Absolutely. Tell me about this Rail Splitters Club, because they have one of the coolest stadiums in high school football in the country. They have the train tracks running behind one side. They have the houses, the apartment buildings across the street. It is like a true example of what you think of a high school football field in Brooklyn. They take their talents here to the southernmost tip of Staten Island tonight. Who are some playmakers for this squad?
Well, there's a star, Nasheem Dees, is already a commit, Danny, going to Bethune-Cookman. And also is going to graduate in January. So he's a kid who's going to finish out his football season, finish out his career, and then he's going to go over to Bethune-Cookman already for college. So he's a stud, number 6 for them, as well as Chris Adelunge, wide receiver, outside linebacker. He's big for their offense, getting them going all different ways. You're going to list it as a wide receiver, but you'll see him over the field. And we're going to go coaches, Danny.
Oh, let's
Sean
go coaches.
O'Connor, Danny. 23rd year as the head coach at Lincoln High School.
Come on, dog. You're talking about Neville. I mean, that is quite the tenure,
Not
though.
only 23 years, the senior coach in the PSAL.
You're
no
telling
coaches.
me
this is like
this
Freddie
is the OG, you're saying.
This is Brooklyn's Freddie Oliveri. This is the guy who,
This is the Al Paterzo, or as Tottenville High School might know it, the Munson, right? So that's how that shakes up. So he's a legend from Brooklyn.
Yep. And he's got his coordinator, Brian Miskis. Sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Meskis. Tottenville
You're
grad.
going to have to send that family a fruit basket.
I have the Meskis. I'm going to stick with Meskis.
You have it laminated, and you still stutter.
What I did was I didn't read the pronunciation. I read the way it's spelled first. I messed
That's
that part
tough.
up. That's all right.
That's all right.
Anyway, coordinator,
35 bucks, no big
O-line coach, assistant head coach, Danny, Tottenville grad. So we got a
Tottenville grad is an
graduate
offensive line coach at Lincoln.
At Lincoln, go figure, right? Also, wide receiver coach Paul Litvak was on the 2014, won a 2014 championship for Lincoln, playing against Tottenville.
Wow.
So a lot of, again, these teams have found a way to play each other in the playoffs. And when you look forward to this game, and I'm not sure where our cameras are on our side, so it's not going to show the crowd as much. But Danny, these bleachers are packed to the rafters, and there's a line of people waiting to get in. I mean, they're going to deny access soon.
You got the marching band down there behind the east end zone. I know that you are always, enamored of my directions, but that end zone over here to the camera's right has the marching band behind it. So this is a massive game, somewhat of a collegiate atmosphere on a Thursday night. And I want to thank the PSAL for knowing what time it is in terms of prime time, because Thursday Night Football, NFL starts at 8:20. If this game goes the right way, this could really be prime time for high school football. I've never done a game on a Thursday night. Have you, Ray?
No, we haven't, actually. The reason for it is I did ask, because all the PSL teams are playing either today or on Sunday, because you can't play tomorrow or Saturday because of a Jewish holiday. So
Excellent.
That's the reason the PSAL. So teams were forced to pick a date to play. So I guess most of these schools picked to play earlier on the Thursday as opposed to playing on the Sunday. Because you play on the Sunday, you give yourself a short week the following week. There's really no way to back it out. So either way, both teams are going to be on somewhat of a short week. But let's be, they're 15 years old, 16, 17 years old.
Right.
These kids can run for days. They're not asking for days off.
Oh, they're going to be good. Well, I'll tell you, I think the football gods are with us today, Ray, because I often sweat at an unprecedented amount where you look at me and say, Danny, what's going on with you? But I've got my Main Street Coffee shirt on, all right? I'm feeling good, and I'm thinking to myself, I might actually need to go use a bathroom today. We're going to have to figure that out. That's also unprecedented.
You are as dry as I've ever seen you. That is for sure.
It's incredible.
Danny does rock the Main Street Coffee shirt.
By the way, you have a Main Street Coffee shirt coming.
Do I?
It may be delivered here tonight at the game.
That would be impressive.
Yeah. Main Street Coffee is always powering the Nobody Cares Sports broadcast booth, so that's why I asked you your shirt size earlier, so it's possible that it does arrive here tonight. Now, Ray, knowing all the information that we know, having told the audience at home about the Pirates and having talked about the Rail Splitters, I think we can both come to the conclusion that tonight's game is going to be a close, hard-fought matchup. I don't think anybody is really going to run away with this ball game, not in the first half at least. I expect adjustments to be made on both sides of the ball, because you talked about the experience with this coaching staff, right? I mean, you talked about how long these guys, Neville for 17 years, the coach, what's the coach's name from Lincoln? I'm so bad at my job, and you know it, nobody cares.
The coach, Sean O'Connor, 23rd year as head coach.
23rd year as head coach. These guys are going to make adjustments at the half, and the second half of this game could be very different from the first half, and that's where I expect to see the difference. How about you?
Well, I agree. These teams have a familiarity with one another. Both have a combination of youth and experience. O'Connor, I forgot to mention the other part, Danny. So 23rd year as the head coach at Tottenville, 27th overall at Tottenville. Tack on 8 more years as a coach at Lafayette, working with none other than New York legend Chris App.
Wow, so you're talking over 30 years of high school football.
8 plus 3 plus 23. That's like 40 plus.
You're making me dizzy. I just talked about how I wasn't sweating. You bring up math, I'm going to start sweating. We can't do it. Right? All I'm going to say is he is legitimately the GOAT. I mean, so many men have come and gone. How many people can't keep a job because of the pressure of high school football? And you're talking about staying with big institutions for long, extended periods of time. And, man, tonight we have a doozy of a broadcast. Nobody Cares Sports is in the broadcast booth. Gotham Trinity Productions is running the cameras. Danny Chenard and Ray Palma on the call. I'm hyped, man. I just hope it's not one of those public school games or just high school games in general. We've been having bad luck where people seem to think that the games need to be as long as an NFL game.
I mean, we did, I think, an instant classic with St. Peter's and St. John the Baptist on Saturday. But we were there for 4 hours. You were there much longer than I was. I only showed up.
It's terrible. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
but shout out to Jen at the snack bar, hooked us up
massive
with
shout to
everything
Jen.
that we needed. So, I mean, normally we joke and say how captive we are. At St. Peter's High School, we were really taken care of because they knew, we were there for the long haul, just like we are here tonight. This is 100 Luton Avenue. This field is brand new, ladies and gentlemen. They played a playoff game on their home turf last year. They got a win in that game. But looking at it now, this is the first full season of high school football on this new field. In one of the end zones, it reads 100 Luton. And in the end zone to the left, it reads Pirates. People say, why does it read 100 Luton? Well, that's the address here of Tottenville High School on the South Shore of Staten Island, 100 Luton Avenue, and they take pride in the rock that is the foundation of this almost 4,000 student high school.
Yeah, Tottenville is a massive place, always has been, and that's why you'll find they're defending city championship in baseball, a lot of sports. So, the more bodies you have, the more things can work out. Speaking of one of those bodies, one of my former students at IS-61, Xavier Foley, big factor in today's game. He's one of the stars for Tottenville. Plays some corner, plays wide receiver, doesn't leave the field when healthy. Xavier Foley, a game-time decision today. Unsure of his status. We'll look to see if number 5 is on the field at any point tonight. But a big factor for Tottenville. If you lose Xavier Foley, you're losing a cornerback, you're losing a receiver, and that's going to be rough. And again, key to Tottenville, Tyshawn Bent. Danny, 1,300 yards as a freshman in the PSAL, which is quite the feat.
I mean, you're talking about he's going to be a 4-year starter if it all goes to plan. And you look back at 4-year starters in high school football history, they are always generational impact players. Not everybody's built to play varsity sports for 4 years. And I just got to give a shout out on the statistics that I had for Tottenville High School. It comes from none other than Jessie. I forget her last name because I'm so terrible at my job, but she's really the brains behind the operation here of the Nobody Cares Sports Booth tonight. I know Gotham does a great job, but she gets all the credit, and she works here maybe an administrator, maybe a teacher, maybe everything. But, shout out to her because without her, I'll tell you, we'd just be lost up here, Ray.
Well, that's the beauty of my job here, and every coach I've dealt with has been so welcoming, and they always want to. I don't have a scouting report for every school in the city, but I make an effort. We reach out, and people like Jennifer and everybody else just want to reach out and help and make things better and provide data. But Danny, you mentioned Tyshawn Bent as a 4-year starter. Danny, there's a chance he might not be. Because number 6, Corey Brown, who we won't unfortunately see tonight, or at least unlikely, high ankle sprain, right? Running back, freshman. Danny, he has a Rutgers offer right now.
He's a freshman and he has a Rutgers offer?
He has an offer for Rutgers right now. He is a...
What is it? What is he being fed when he's not at school?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot of protein,
I just adopted... I have a puppy, and I have no idea how I'm going to feed this thing and keep it healthy. A human being that's being scouted by Rutgers... He's got to eat, what, how many calories a day?
Calories and probably 2,000 calories, I would guess.
2,000?
I'm going to put it at 2,000.
And a lot of protein?
A lot of protein. But what you have
it's about the same as my puppy. All right.
Yeah, I guess. Congratulations on the puppy, Danny. I know dog life. I'm a single guy with no wife or child, but I have a dog named Wu-Tang at home. He's my whole life.
Wu-Tang is the mascot of Nobody Cares Sports.
Well, he's
That's
a good baby
he knows
boy.
That. He can't ever be replaced.
No, he is irreplaceable. He is a great one and irreplaceable. Like I said, the running back situation at Tottenville for the next 4 years, 3 with Bent and 4 with Brown, is easily the best running back situation in the PSAL, if not all of New York City. So that's special. You see Newdorp had a transfer. Bellinger of St. Peter's football transfer had 4 touchdowns in Newdorp debut. So the running game here on Staten Island, and you see Jeremiah Williams over at St. Peter's.
Bro.
And
he was a wide receiver turned running back. So a bit of a transition for him as well, not from a school to a school, but from a position to a position. Like we're seeing change, a gravitation towards the running back position here on the island.
And you're seeing kids make moves, like the transfer to Newdorf from St. Peter's. The kid saw an opportunity. We thought he might get some more carry. I'm assuming. I never spoke to the child about it, but he saw an opportunity, took it, and bam, 4 touchdowns your first game.
Yeah, man.
And you got other situations. Curtis has the transfer from C into their backfield now. And I believe the quarterback's also a transfer from somewhere else. So you see a lot of movement, which some are against, some are in favor of. But what's in the rules, you got to take advantage of and do what's best for you.
Yeah.
But I think Staten Island has not had a running back class like this in a while since those Stephen Gregory type days when Curtis was so strong, or Javon Darling type days with Malika Lukta. And those eras anyway, as far as running backs go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are simply moments away from the opening night kickoff here at Tottenville High School. Danny Shenard and Ray Palma on the call on behalf of Nobody Cares Sports. You're watching live on Gotham Trinity Live. Ray, it's a perfect night for football. Lincoln is already on the field. We talk about teams that go into the tunnel, and then, teams that go into the tunnel and get a little pep talk in. The coach might rile them up a little bit. Lincoln's just been on the field to the left the entire time, warming up. They got nothing that they need to talk about. They're ready to go, and they've been waiting for the Pirates to come out onto the field. And we're moments away from that as the marching band has made a running lane to the right of the 50-yard line. There's got to be 110 kids in that marching band. This marching band performs at parades all over the country. This is one of the biggest marching bands here in the New York City area for high schools. So, with our luck, Ray, if you hold your fingers crossed, you might get a halftime performance out of them.
You know what, Danny? I was going to say, what does confuse me, I don't understand the start times and halftime. So every football game we've done all year has not started on time.
Yep.
And halftime is like a suggestion. The clock goes off, there's no one on the field, and there's another. I don't understand how there's not a more sense of urgency. We're now at 12 minutes at the scheduled kickoff, and there's a band still on the field. There was no game prior that I'm aware of.
The referee is in no rush whatsoever.
Yeah,
and this is our favorite part, is calling the broadcast like it is. Because people are tuned in like, hey, I thought it was the 6 o'clock start time. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, people.
Hey, we're with you, folks.
People plan their days around it. Gotham Trinity has, set up production here with a first-class operation. We were ready to go at 6 o'clock. We've been vamping now for about 13 minutes.
You know what? And nobody likes to hear us talk, but they are actually very happy with us working the gate.
And you want to point out the Tottenville High School, when you have crowds like this, crowd control is critical. At Bennett games when things have gotten out of hand, there is a staff member or someone with a Tottenville walkie-talkie or a shirt. I see this shirt says Dean from the young lady in front of us. This is a really well-staffed, big crowd atmosphere. When you see a lot of security.
And here they come, your 2023-24 Tottenville Pirates. And boy, I tell you, they look good rocking that all-purple uniform. Purple jerseys, purple pants with a white stripe going down the hip. It looks like they've got silver numbers, Ray, rocking white helmets with a purple stripe and a pirate on the sides.
I, as a graduate of Curtis, 1996, Cassell Smith just jumps out. Maybe the best running back I ever saw, certainly in the conversation. Mighty impressive player. When I see that Tottenville purple and football, I think the same. And Danny, you're talking about running backs. Lincoln Rail Spreaders, if you watch the Jets, running back, and I'm going to butcher the name, but Israel Abakanda.
Excellent.
Played
That's
for Lincoln.
Fruit basket.
A graduate from Sean O'Connor, a graduate of Lincoln. Hooked up them this year. The Jets sent Lincoln a bunch of stuff. They hosted them. So to have a guy that made the NFL, a guy who's actually, and if you watch them on Hard Knocks, you kind of got to watch him develop. You saw highlights of him being in Brooklyn. So a lot of time in the offseason, he's been around the team. So to have an NFL star running back, or at least a rookie running back on his way to being a star, in a very crowded New York Jets backfield, just making the team alone, Danny, was up against the odds.
You talk about it. These ain't no slouches out here in this high school football game. That's some of the best players in all the neighborhoods. You could play at any school you want. There ain't no zones anymore. These kids want to play for the Pirates. They want to play for the Rail Splitters. And to get you familiar with the Rail Splitters uniform this evening, they come to Tottenville wearing all white, trying to match that all-colored outfit of the Pirates. It's going to be white on top and white bottoms with a blue stripe going down the hip. They'll be rocking blue trim on the shoulders and blue numbers. And my man brought cookies to the broadcast booth.
Danny, I did not bring cookies. The Tottenville snack stand had fudge stripes. And I don't know if you know what a fudge stripe is.
I'm well aware
it's my
of fudge stripe.
my top 5 all time. So when I saw it, I got a bottle of water for you, and I said,
listen, dude,
I need the fudge stripes. Please give me some fudge stripes.
I kind of live my motto. If you see something sold somewhere that you wouldn't expect to see, and it's reasonably priced, you buy it without thinking about it. You can't live life with regret, Ray. You can't take the money with you.
I skipped the price factor. It was $2 for 4 cookies. Good enough for me. I'll take it because half a cookie I just had was delicious, and the rest of my 3.5 fudge stripes will help get me through what should be a great, great high school football game. And I'm going to keep saying it, Danny. There are a lot of people here at Tottenville High School right now.
2,000 people. I mean, I have all my business meetings at snack stands, so I usually only meet up with people on Fridays and Saturdays because it's within my budget. I love snack stands. We always give ratings of snack stands from little leagues to high schools. I know we haven't tried the grill here this evening, but maybe we'll get an opportunity to do that.
We will need VIP cut line status. Otherwise, we're not getting there.
It's it's almost like 1990s. Like, we got free tickets for Pearl Jam, and, like, that's the line over there. It is. There's so many people. You think that they're giving away fudge stripe cookies.
I got here about 5:15, and I'm parked. I'm not parked that close, and I can only imagine the people getting here now where they must have put their cars. And if you look up in the sky, it's a picturesque, beautiful, beautiful early evening with a fired-up Tottenville crowd. Not sure how much of the crowd. There's a lot of purple, though. This is reminiscent of old-school Tottenville. And as the captains walk to midfield here, Danny, so we're getting a little closer here to some high school football.
We've got the captains for Tottenville out for the coin toss. It's number 54, the senior Angelo Novello. And he's being joined out there by his teammate, number 1, Reggie McClure, also a senior.
Now, Lincoln sends out players, Danny, but Coach Sean told me there are no captains. So he's obviously have to send somebody out for the coin toss. But no official captains. They go with a team method over there at Lincoln.
Well, there are 4 rail splitters on the field, and they are not,
hard to see the numbers.
They're hard to see with the Pirates in front of them. So the coin toss is up, and it looks like Lincoln may have won the toss. They have, and they have deferred.
Danny trying to get this figured out here. So it looks like they're going to go. There's too many bodies in our way to see this, Danny, but we'll get there eventually.
We got this.
I'm also scouring the Tottenville sideline. Number 5, Xavier Foley.
Hold on. Lincoln has won the coin toss. They've deferred, and it looks like Tottenville is going to receive this ball to start the game.
Tottenville want to take looking for the opportunity to get a chance to score first. Coach mentioned Xavier Foley, a game-time decision. Number 5, big factor for Tottenville, is on the sidelines with his helmet on, wearing gloves, which is indicative of the fact that he will play in today's game, which is big for the Tottenville Pirates.
I mean, I think the Pirates are going to get the ball. I don't know. But right now we're pausing for our nation's national anthem. beautiful national anthem and a rendition performed by the Tottenville Pirates marching band. It is a glorious night for football on the South Shore of Staten Island, the one and only town without pity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Lincoln Rail Splitters against the Tottenville Pirates. And the boys in purple and white are setting their eyes on redemption this evening, since it's the Rail Splitters who knocked them out of the playoffs last year in the quarterfinals. Ray, I'm excited to see how this one starts out. I feel like it could get fired out of a cannon.
I'm excited. I can imagine these kids. You've been waiting so long. If you're Tottenville, you had the 2 non-leagues. But it isn't like being back home here on Staten Island in front of your home crowd, in front of your friends and family. And if you're Lincoln battling the Belt Parkway on a Thursday afternoon, that couldn't have been very much fun.
No, you got to be angry. You got to be so angry.
There's a reason they got on the field and never left.
In Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where they wreck the kid's car and they make him think that the other team did it. Like it's almost like you can get the same anger from sitting on the Belt Parkway. Be like, all right, go play a high school football game now. No problem. I'm plenty upset.
The Belt Park, as someone who taught in Coney Island, PS 100, shout out Miss Maloney, had a great time there. And traffic on the way home, oh my goodness, can be brutal.
Well, it turns out we were right, Ray, and a broke clock is right twice a day. The Tottenville Pirates are set to receive. It is, in fact, Nick Acosta, the freshman, and you talked about him earlier, number 4, Tyshawn Bent, back deep to receive for the Pirates.
Well, Bent is going to be bent right, bent left, the focus for the Pirates, and certainly someone Lincoln might want to avoid on this kickoff if possible.
It's going to be important to see how special teams plays a role tonight. Will the Tottenville Pirates be able to form a wedge here on this opening kick reception? Looking for good field position here. This Rail Splitters team, they don't play around on defense. They're used to appearing in the playoffs every year. We are underway. It's a squib kick, and that is the absolute right thing to do. It is fielded by Chase Thompson, and he is upended at the 40-yard line. That's where the Pirates will take over for their first possession.
It's the gift and the curse of not wanting to kick it towards Bent. You avoid going to Bent, but you're also giving the ball at the 40-yard line. So I think maybe perhaps they wanted a little more of that squib. But nonetheless, Tottenville is going to take over, and the Lincoln defense will take the field on Staten Island for the first time in quite some time.
And you can just
Danny, right over, look at the size of the Lincoln defensive line. My goodness.
I mean, you talk about some big, young men. That is what the defensive line is tonight for this Lincoln team. They come out in a 4-man front, showing blitz on the right side. The throw is to the left. Sean McFarland with the catch. He is up across the first down marker. That's a first down for the Pirates and moving the chains early on.
A little quick screen early on. Great block on the outside there by the receiver. Couldn't catch a number. But good play call.
That's McFarland who made the catch there, Ray.
McFarland on the catch. Not sure who the block was, but either way, very impressive. You stay in the shotgun, Danny.
Well, up to see it. It's 2 wide receivers right. The give is to the back. Out of the backfield, he runs a gap. Not much there. Looks like he picks up about 3 yards on the play. And if you're the defensive front for Lincoln, you have to consider that a victory.
Defensive front of Lincoln, physically imposing, just looking at them. Number 71, Damian Ramirez, is a left tackle, possible college player on offense, but playing some D-line here on defense.
Angelo Novello, left tackle, Pleasant Plains.
James Mulligan, left guard, Rossville.
He gets maybe a yard on the carry. It'll be 3rd and long for the
Michael Trinidad, right guard, Huguenot. Isaiah Inaribo, right tackle,
Sean McFarland, slot receiver, Tottenville.
Gianni Pasqualoni, receiver, Great Kills.
Tristan Avalios, offensive guard, Great Kills.
Justin McGuire, quarterback, Woodrow.
right, then offset left of the quarterback's hip. 2 wide receivers up top. Zone defense here for the Splitters. They send the house, and getting out of it and moving upfield quickly is McGuire. He's close to the first down marker. We'll see. It depends on the spot, Ray. He looks to be just a little bit short. This is going to be 4th down, and I think the Pirates might be going for it here.
I think the extra effort and the last-minute cut there by Bent is going to turn this into a 4th and 1, maybe a 4th and 2, and make a much higher percentage chance of them going for it. Perhaps it would have been 4 and 5 attacking in first contact. But here we are, Danny, 4th down.
Was in fact the quarterback who kept it on the sweep, Ray, so It's a 4th and 3 for the Pirates. The give is to Bent. The hog molly's pushing up front. Does he have enough? No, he doesn't. The rail splitters come up with the stop. What a defensive stand to open up this ball game.
I mean, the first thing you saw from Tottenham, the defensive line wasn't blowing them off the ball, but they were certainly holding their own early on. There on that play into the backfield early, and to stop Bent on 3 out of 4 carries is quite impressive for the Lincoln defense early on.
Quite impressive, just like this broadcast booth tonight. You know it's powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee, Ray.
Main Street Coffee!
I mean, there's just more than coffee. I had wings there the other day. I got to be honest with you. Hot. Hot as almighty hell. I mean, really cleaned up my allergies. You might want to look into it.
I will look into the wings, but not the hot. Not my thing. I'm more
Really?
of a mild, more of a, little teriyaki, a
Well,
little
we
honey.
got you a nice burger. Don't worry about that.
I could go for wings, just not the hotties. Okay,
Back
here
to
we
the
go.
action on the field. Lincoln sends a man in motion out of the gun, rolling to the right. That ball is incomplete.
Well, that's Deese. He's the quarterback. He's the athlete. He's the star. A track star. Could easily have gone to college for track as well. And the kid can sling it, Danny. As you saw there, no incompletion, but the kid is a dual threat quarterback, but can throw it just as well as he's a threat on the ground.
Yeah, we talked about Deese a little bit before this game started. It might have been off the air. I'm so fried, I don't even know. But we talked about him being a game changer and somebody for us to watch in the broadcast booth. As you know, we're kind of learning this local scene as we go, and we know for sure that he is somebody that could have a real impact on this game. It's a play action, running a sweep right side. A great play made by the Pirate defender. That's going to be number 24, Matt Velasquez, the junior, making the tackle.
That is an impressive hit there by Velasquez. If not, I think he has a nice little running lane up the right side there. So a big hit by 24. So far, both defenses obviously have shown up ready to play.
It's the running back, Cyan Philibert, number 31 in the backfield. They come out in a 3 wide receiver set, 2 bunch right, 1 up top. 4 wide receivers, 2 split left and right. Out of a shotgun, the quick throw right is going to be short of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 3 yards from the Rail Splitters' own 47-yard line. And Ray, it looks like they're making a bold call here from the veteran coach, leaving the offense on the field.
They're not, Danny. They're going to bring in the punt team. You're in your own territory. I can't see how much time is left. That scoreboard is not. Anyway, the scoreboard says 88 minutes. I don't think there's that much left.
I sure hope not.
Regardless, we're early in the first quarter. You're in your own territory. Smart move here. Punt the ball, try and pin. Look at the size of this punter, Danny. Oh, my goodness.
Holy.
Is 71 punting?
Hannah. Yeah, he is.
Damien?
And he's intimidating at the same
goodness.
time. I can't wait to see this. Almost got him on the hard count and got a first down out of it.
Oh, well.
Nearly blocked. It is way, way up in the air, and this could be running into the kicker and an automatic first down. Let's see what the call is.
Is that the flag? If you run into that guy, you certainly it looks like personal foul on Tottenville. Danny, that's going to be a first down. How do you rough a kid the size of West Brighton?
I mean, their fridge fell down. 270-pound Damian Ramirez.
Ramirez, left tackle, plays nose guard defensively. Oh, my goodness. Coach did not tell me he was the punter. Maybe he did. I didn't write it down. That's also possible.
I mean, that's
Imagine the fake with Ramirez. You got that kid rumbling with some blockers in front of him.
Tackle him?
I'm calling for the fake at some point, Coach.
You throw
I don't know
2
if they're
guys
listening,
in
but
front of him, 3 guys in front of him, you form a wall, and he's behind that wall. I don't know how you don't get 3-4 yards. You know what I mean? At least.
It'll be fun to watch regardless. I can tell you that
That's
much.
the kind of stuff I like to see from this Coach O'Connor, is it?
That is Coach O'Connor, Sean O'Connor.
Well, here we are.
23rd year, Dan.
We've got the Rail Splitters off of a Tottenville Folly in Pirate territory. Out of a gun, looking left, throwing deep downfield. He's got a man. It is off his fingertips, out of bounds.
How about the coverage by number 6, the seam Deese? Again, the quarterback out there in coverage. Beautiful, tight coverage. Really nowhere for that ball to go. That would be completed in bounds, Danny.
Yeah, really nowhere for that ball to go. That ball was intended for the 6'1 senior Jamie White.
So the offense for the Rail Splitters early on has been a little mix of everything, as predicted. Looks like they're going to have a bunch receiver set on the right side here with a tailback left. So we've seen the long ball, we've seen a few screens, some of the run, and obviously quarterbacks at any point, any option taken at any time.
Well, we go back to it. It's trips right for the Rail Splitters. Running back offset to the left. The quarterback's going to keep it out of a gun. He's got about 5 yards on the carry, maybe 4. It's going to bring up a third and manageable long down and distance for Lincoln. About 7 yards.
A minute ago, I sound like a fool. It was the wrong number 6. It was Kyle Charles in coverage. Danny, Kyle, a freshman. So the freshman with the big play downfield defensively.
Well, the bright lights not scaring the freshman here tonight. Trips right once again. 3rd and 6 for the Rail Splitters. Out of a gun. Deese throws to the right. Complete to Jamie White. He makes a man miss and keeps on going. He's close to the first down marker. What an athletic play from White. Literally all him. He caught it in the backfield. He didn't get very much on the play, Ray. It brings down a 4th and 7.
And for Tottenville, number 5, Xavier Foley didn't start the game, but is now in the game at corner. He's one of their best players, so good to see he's healthy enough to be out there. Looks like he's going to move to more of a safety here. He's backing up into around the 20-yard line. So he's going to play a little safety. And we're going to see what can happen here for the Lincoln offense, which has been getting yardage in chunks along the way here.
You'll love to see it. And we have the punter once again. Ramirez out on the field.
Give me the fake.
Come on, big man. A 4th and 5 for the Rail Splitters in Pirates territory at the 40. Ramirez set to punt. The snap is clean. The hold is good. The kick is up. And there's plenty of air under this one. It's going to take a Pirates bounce and go back towards the 50. And it looks like the Pirates will take over somewhere around their own 30-yard line.
I mean, I don't know much about punting, but it's not easy to do. You're playing left tackle, so you're taking the best the defense has to offer for however many snaps a game. And then you're playing nose guard. So a 260-pound kid is playing left tackle, nose guard, and punter. I've never heard of that. Is unprecedented.
No.
That's never happened before.
It's absolutely crazy.
Well, the punt wasn't great, but the punt at least...
it's not crazy that he's punting. I'm saying, like, the athleticism.
It's crazy that he can do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's such a difficult thing to do. Well, they give us to Bent out of the backfield. He gets to the second level, picking up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Pirates.
Cassell Smithish. I guess it's the Smith was 5, I believe, but the jersey looks to be around the same height and weight, or at least we're growing towards it. Lots of vibes of a famous Tottenville running back.
McGuire out of the gun, gives it to Bent yet again, running left side of the tackle, and the Rail Splitters all over that one. No gain on the play, maybe a half a yard. It brings up 3rd and 4 for the Pirates. This has been a defensive battle since this game started.
So you got, there's been a little bit of bent left, bent right, a lot of different options here. McGuire is a starter. So he started as a freshman last year, Danny. So a sophomore starting quarterback. You've been given a lot of bent. Wouldn't be surprised to see something here with a little fake to bent, and McGuire takes himself.
Well, McGuire out of a gun. Fullback to his right, running back to his left. 2 wide receivers right up top, and he throws that way downfield, and it's going to be caught inbounds. First down, Pirates, and a massive reception down the left sideline from Gianni Pasqualoni.
Gianni Pasqualoni. Is there a more Tottenville name than that? A beautiful throw, beautiful catch, and a well-run route. Big play for the Pirates offense. And the Irish are keeping the foot on the gas here, Danny, already in the shotgun.
Man, that is what we call a hurry-up offense. McGuire out of the gun, under pressure, steps up in the pocket, makes one man miss to the second level. Got to be careful holding that football. He holds on to it. It's a 2nd and 5 for the Pirates.
So he's showing a little bit of his athleticism, getting right to left. A little cut there, beautiful run. And the Pirates are going to stay in the hurry-up. They're not going to huddle. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver shot, 2 guys in the backfield.
And it's the Rail Splitters showing blitz on the edges, and they do, in fact, send guys, and that will disrupt that play. Very minimal yardage gained on it, maybe 1 or 2. This is going to bring up a tough 3rd and long 4 for the Pirates.
So if you the whole playbook's open here, 'cause it's 4-down territory. So 3rd and, like Danny said, looks like a long 4. You know, the run, the pass, whatever you want. You could take a shot at the end zone here because you know you're going for it on 4th down anyway. You could try and get the 1st down. Here's a lot of options for the offense.
Now we've got 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Bent the lone back. McGuire out of the gun, throws it left. It's complete. That'll be good enough for a Pirates 1st down. And it's the senior receiver, Sean McFarland, moving the chains.
McFarland doing a great job in space, just getting into his lane, finding an open spot, hit him right in the hands. Beautiful pass. Great execution for Tottenville on this drive thus far.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. No time whatsoever for Lincoln to get substitutions on the field. McGuire hands it off to Bent, running left side. He goes B-gap. He's got about 6 to 7 yards on the run. It'll bring up a 2nd and short for the Pirates.
The passing game, if you have a running back like Bent, if you can throw the ball downfield and complete some passes, you're going to find yourself in a situation to open up the running lanes. That happened there, Danny. The biggest lane for Bent all day long, and there hasn't been many.
No, there hasn't been many. We talked about how great this defensive line and more how stacked they are with their size. It's been a problem, and it seems that they may have exposed the B gap on the left side. We'll see if they go that way again. Bent now right side of the quarterback's hip. McGuire looking that way, rolling that way. Throws to the left, and it is incomplete. The wide receiver upended on the play. Looked like the pass was intended for McFarland. 2nd and 5 for the Pirates.
It seems it's almost been a perfect mix of pass and drive on this drive, Danny. Tottenville offensive line has certainly taken over on this possession after an impressive early performance from the Lincoln defensive line. So both lines ready to play early on. Tottenville is in the shotgun. His handoffs to Beck. He's going to run left. Gets on the outside, going up the sideline. 1 man to beat. They're going to pull him down inside the looks about the 7-yard line. So again, the passing game has opened up the running lanes, and the Pirates offensive line is opening up holes. Double combination everywhere else, Danny. And as you were gone, Dan, beautiful run up the left side. It's going to be 1st and goal from looks like about the 7 after this timeout here, Danny.
This is the first trip for the Pirates into the red zone this evening. The rail splitters have been all stout all night. And first time in a long time, the Pirates are starting to figure it out. Now in the red zone with the field shortened. Do you think the defensive alignment will change for the rail splitters here? Or are they going to say, hey, you know what? We've been really holding strong here. Let's try and hold them. This could be 4-down territory. I don't know. We talked about Tottenville having a kicker. So what is the range for Neville to say, 4th down, let's kick it, let's not go for it? You know, in high school football, that changes.
If it's not the 7-yard line, then they don't have a kicker. So if they want an opportunity to kick, I think it's going to be there. It's going to be interesting to see if they want to decide to go with that and line it up. Oh, excuse me, Danny. I'm guessing that was the end of the first quarter because they're switching sides.
It might have been right.
Because the scoreboard here is not that it says 8s everywhere, so I have no idea what the time situation is.
I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave it with you. I'm going to run to the men's room. You're doing a fantastic job. Everything about you. I'm probably fired when I get back, but keep it up.
I guess I'm going Vince Scully, folks, which is great. No problems here. We'll do a little play-by-play when we get back to the action here. Again, a absolutely gorgeous evening. The lights are on here at Tottenville. They don't need to be on right now, but when it gets a little darker, it'll be great. Tottenville having lights, Curtis having lights. A lot of schools on the island here provide these kids with a beautiful opportunity to play a game under the bright lights of Thursday night. So here we are. We are in the shotgun again. Bent on his left. Snap goes, gives to Bent. He's up the middle, turning, trying to push the pile, a little tush push. Tough to say from here, but they're going to be down inside the 4, it looks like, somewhere around the 2 to 3 yard line. I could not be any further away right now. I'm going to do the best we possibly can. So it's going to be 2nd down and goal from what looks like to be inside the 5. Remain the shotgun, and they're going to give the ball to Bent. Left side, turns, gets towards, pushing the pile. We see no celebration yet, so he moved the pile down to what looks like to be around the 1 or 2 yard line and setting up a 3rd down situation. So like Danny said, Is it 4 down territory? We shall see. A lot of aggression here from Tottenville. Quarterback Justin McGuire getting his kids set, or his teammates set, I should say. Giving instructions to both receivers there. We'll see what this is all about. It could be a blocking situation or maybe throwing the fade up top to one of them. We'll go into the shotgun. Levering back on his left. Ball is snapped. The give. Bent gets tackled in the backfield, so it's going to set up a 4th down scenario here. And I was going to go to Danny, but Danny's not here. He's on a potty break. 4th down scenario. If Tottenville is going to kick a field goal, this is a situation you might look into it. Now, number 7 is going to come into the game, but I don't think that's a kick a field goal. So, no, Tottenville's going to go for this. And I guess early on, inside your own 2 to 3, again, tough to say what yard line it's on from here. But a big play here for both the Lincoln defense and the Tottenville offense. If you're Lincoln and get off the field here, that's a massive win. Tottenville, you punch it in, you're first to draw some blood, and all the momentum's in your favor. So McGuire's going to be, looks like it might be under center. No, he's going to fall back into the shotgun. He has 2 receivers right, 1 up top on his left. McGuire's going to roll out left, come back to the right side, still has it, looks to cut it upfield, and they're going to take him down, Danny. So a big stand for the Lincoln defense. Takes the Tottenville out of this one, and it's going to be a turnover and downs. Lincoln will take over at right around their own 3 or 4 yard line. Tough to see exactly from here where that would be. Big stand for the Lincoln defense with the ability to get into the backfield. It looks like the throw might have been looking left on that one. Had no one there. McGuire tried to cut it back right, but the Lincoln defense is everywhere. So the Lincoln offense will come back on the field here. And the Sheem Deese will be pinned deep in his own territory. Has to be careful right now. Pushed back so far into their own. So any kind of a shotgun snap, anything like that, he will be in the end zone. Needs to be careful back there. I am not at the ideal angle for the situation. We'll do the best we possibly can. Good to see Xavier Foley back in the game defensively for the Pirates. He'll be in there at corner. Lincoln comes out. They have 3 receivers right. No one left. Waiting for the chains, I believe. Yeah, so the chains haven't been set up yet, so they're waiting for the chains, and we'll get a snap here. Deese in the shotgun. Deese is going to look right, keep it himself, look to gain some yards, cuts it up the middle. Looks to be about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Very nice run there. Exactly what you want in that situation. You want to create a scenario where you're not pinned against your own end zone. Give yourself more room to operate your offense. So a nice, tough run by Deese. They'll give him a 2nd down. Looks to be about a 2nd and about 6. He'll remain the shotgun. Going to look, receiver screen. Got some blocking on the outside, up the sideline. Beautiful play. He's going to get him the 1st down. Catch there for Lincoln is number 13. Wrong list. Lincoln 13 is Jamie White, wide receiver and defensive back, a junior. Nice run on the play there. Quick shout out to my roommate Natalie in attendance, watching her nephew play. Her son plays on the JV. She's my roommate at work, and is one of my favorite people. Shout out to Natalie. Shotgun snap here. The give is to the right side. Big run up the right side. Big cut. Another missed tackle there, and a nice, beautiful run by number 4. That's going to be Devonta Polius. Devonta Polius with a beautiful run on the outside, and the Lincoln offense is cooking here early on here in the 2nd quarter. In no rush, but in a hurry up. So they're not huddling, but the receivers are, we're going to be 3 receivers on the right. Looks like no one on the left tight end there. So the give again, they're going to run along the right side, bounce it out, spin, taking more tackles with him. That's going to end up being a nice about a 5 to 6 yard gain there. Again, they're giving the ball to Poli. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I'm going to say Devonta. It's easy to read there. Devonta going right there. Big tailback. Gets his shoulder pads low, turning that thing upfield. Shifty and strong. He'll remain in the shotgun, take it himself. Deese going right, left, looking to get the 1st down. Maybe a little too much right, left. Might have went a little backwards on that. Setting up, it could set up a 3rd down, or maybe the referees will give him the forward progress for a 1st. We will see by the spot. By the spot here, it looks to be a 1st down. And I believe, yes, the chains are moving. So that's going to be a 1st down. Another 1st down run by Deese. So after the big defensive stand, the goal line stand for the defense, The Rail Splitters offense has been stepping it up big time here on this drive. He's going to remain the shotgun, 3 receivers left in a bunch-like formation. Another receiver screen, blocking downfield. Has not a lot of room, though, unfortunately. Doesn't able to get much out of that. That was for number 21 on the catch. A beautiful receiver screen. And number 21, Michael Borhe, doesn't leave the field for the Rail Splitters. Someone that goes both ways, takes care of a lot of the offense for the Rail Splitters. And Danny Shaw now back. I will go back to my role in color commentating, and he will pick up this drive here, Danny, from the 45.
Yo, shout out to the security team here, allowing me to use the facilities, knowing I'm doing play-by-play, in and out of the bathroom. There's got to be 4,000 people at this game.
This is a lot of human beings.
What's the score, Ray?
Danny, there is no scores. There's a goal line stand for the Rail Splitters there.
Wow, what a turn of events to give us to the back, right out of the backfield shooting Agad Philibert. He's got a big chunk on the play. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Rail Splitters at midfield.
Rail Splitters offense showing its diversity, multiple tailbacks, and Deese has been special all evening long.
We saw it with the Pirates. Now you're seeing it with Lincoln. Going no huddle, Philibert running right side of the tackle. He's got a first down. They're moving those chains.
Sion, that's a great name. Sion Philibert sounds like a super athlete. 5'9", 205. So that's a tough kid to take down with that kind of size and speed.
I'm not trying to,
If he's running towards me, I'm getting out of the way.
Like a Johnny Smith kind of. I'll tackle Johnny Smith, but what's his first name? Sion?
C-Y-A-N. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, he'll send them a fruit basket anyway. The throw is left side. It's complete to Solomon DeCatu. It's a gain of about 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7.
This has been so far a beautiful death by 1,000 cuts drive. Just 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards every snap for the Rail Splitters.
Out of a gun. 2 receivers up top to give is to Philibert running right up the gut. He's got another 3 yards on the play. It brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Rail Splitters.
This kid runs like Lawrence Phillips, and that's very high praise for anyone familiar. Just big, strong, and he's apparently the backup running back. So Lincoln clearly deep at the running back position.
So they're going to stack receivers to the left. It's Gunley, White, and Borhe.
Polius back at running back.
Quarterback is going to keep it running straight up the gut. First down, Rail Splitters. They got the ball inside the 30-yard line, and they're knocking on the red zone door.
Appears to be the tallest player on the field as well, Danny. So a big target, but nonetheless untouchable here. He has a natural instinct to avoid that first hit, and as a quarterback, it becomes very, very handy when you're able to avoid contact in situations like that. That's for sure.
He seems to really understand who's open downfield and it isn't, and when to run and when not to. I mean, you talk about a quarterback of his size, Ray, 6'3", sees over that offensive line, no problem. So 1st and 10 here. And now we've got a stoppage of play on the field.
Now, unlike the St. Peter's game Saturday, Danny, that's our 2nd flag today. So we can keep up this 1 flag a quarter pace. That's fine with me.
I think it's a tribute to the coaching of both of these organizations, how crisp they are. Tightly run.
And a little bit, too, we Saturday we saw a team's first game and a team's second game. This is the 3rd game for Susan Wagner, the 2nd game for the Rail Splitters. So a little more experience. Practice makes perfect.
Now, looks like we had a penalty, a false start against the Rail Splitters. A 1st and 15. Dees throwing deep down the right side. Overfired, missing his man, Chris Gunley. Can't come up with it. I think he needed a jet on his back to catch up with that one.
Well, Dees had the entire defensive line from Tottenville right in his face, so he had to get rid of it. Good job, though, to overthrow it. You overthrow where nobody is, no interception. You underthrow it, and it becomes a ball for Tottenville to potentially pick off. So in that situation, great to get rid of it, live to play another down.
Ray, you said something earlier about a Jewish holiday. Are you off from school tomorrow?
I am not.
Oh.
So I don't understand why they can't play football when I have to go to work, but I also don't understand.
I'm not trying to make you upset. 2nd and 15 for the Rail Splitters.
We should be off, though. Whatever it is, we should be off for it.
Out of a gun, Dees throws right down the center of the field. He's got a man, and what an unbelievable catch made inside the 10-yard line. Oh, doctors! Solomon DeCatu making it look easy.
ESPN top 10 play right there, Danny. My goodness, full extension in the middle of the field. First and goal for the Rail Splitters.
Bro.
That
what?
was ridiculous.
He was not supposed to catch that ball, and he came up with it. Ref was like 30 yards away, like, sure, why not? Catch.
When that pass was thrown, if there was a little percentage thing on the screen of a
No
catch,
shot.
it would have said 1%.
Well,
oh, my goodness, what a play.
I don't think they have sports science here, but if they did, I think we might have broken the computer. It's a first and goal for the Splitters. The give is to the back. Running left side, Philibert chugging his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lincoln.
90, I don't know what yard line, Danny, but call it 98-yard drive for the Rail Splitters, taking the momentum from the big stop from the defense. They ran the ball, they passed the ball, a little bit of everything. You throw in one spectacular play and an impressive touchdown drive for the Rail Splitters.
And Philibert, I mean, you talk about this running back for the Rail Splitters, Ray. Cyan Philibert, 5'9", 205-pound junior, a prototypical size for a running back, and he is putting every tool to work this evening here.
And he's kicking
in
extra
Tottenville.
points, Danny. This kid's the best.
Come on. Are you kidding me?
This kid's the
Ramirez
best.
set to kick an extra point. One of the biggest men on the field. The hold is good. The kick is up. It is money. Are you kidding me?
And that ball went towards the North Shore. That might have hit my house. My
Honestly,
goodness.
I'm getting a jersey. I
Yeah.
don't know about you.
Well,
It won't be
yes.
the first jersey I get in local sports. I got a Lawless jersey from Great Kills. I'm getting a Ramirez jersey from Lincoln.
Yeah, we're going to put the feelers out there now. I would also like he's my new favorite player. I'm not having a favorite player. So my new favorite player today is number 71 for the Rail Splitters. And Danny, that drive was
7-0.
just textbook.
7-0. They march down the field. You could hear a pin drop in here, so much so that I'm certain these fans adorned out here tonight in purple and white on 100 Luton Avenue can hear every word in our broadcast booth. And I don't care, Ray. I'm hyped. The Rail Splitters just put on a show. Let's see how the Pirates respond.
Pirates, got the ball down to the 3-yard line the last drive, so it's not a matter of being unable to produce. The Pirates moved the ball well on offense. There's a ton of time, although we have no idea how much of time there is because there apparently is not a functioning scoreboard, which is a little disappointing. But nonetheless, there is X amount of time here in the second quarter, and if you're the Pirates here, a lot of time in the football game. Get your offense in gear. Actually, keep your offense. What's been doing? Just want to execute when you get down.
Honestly,
in your own
you're talking about that they were stopped at the goal line, so they were knocking on the door a yard away from being 7-0. Instead, it's the Rail Splitters who are up 7-0 now. So back deep to receive for the Pirates. It's Bent off to the left, closest to the camera. And it's going to be the man it's going to be the man at the second level picking it up here, lowering his shoulder. That's freshman Nick Acosta. He don't get very much. A squib kick from the Rail Splitters. And Tottenville's going to take over inside their own 20, 30-yard line.
Tottenville offense here, and there's certainly no need to panic. A ton of time here in this football. Danny,
I'll
take a
give you
cookie.
half
Take the
of
cookie,
that.
Danny. Take a full. Danny's going for the
I gotta
fudge
go
stripe.
half, bro.
We're going to have to get a fresh pack at some point.
Unbelievable.
Thinking 4 fudge stripes would survive the whole game was probably my worst or at least illogical decision of the
Now, it's
evening.
like buying 1 6-pack. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking very much.
Going to a party empty-handed, you bring 1 pack of cookies?
Danny tells me to not eat during the broadcast. He is now housing fudge stripes. So
You can't control yourself.
do what
around
I
that.
say, not what I do type deal here.
Raw meat around the line.
Impressive so far with the pass and the run. McGuire with the hard count. Lincoln not budging. And I thought I heard a whistle. I did not. A little motion. I'm not sure what's taking so long. Snap goes, gives to Beck on the left side. Bent taking a tackle with him with another spin. Whew. Tackle still made. Hard to get a number. Might have been 10. Tough to see. If it was 10-10 for the Rail Splitters, Christian Pilgrim. But either way, I think that the guy, he got the worst of it on that scenario.
Man, I got to talk to Tashawn. I got to talk to Bent and find out who he looks up to in terms of running backs, whose running style he's adopting, because he has finesse and strength. Wow, what a hit. My man just laid the wood in front of the Tottenville sideline. Holy Hannah. Rodney Raymond's coming up with the tackle.
My goodness, what a name, Rodney Raymond.
Woo.
That just sounds like you're good at any sport you play, young man. My goodness.
I mean, it's a first down for the Pirates, but it came with a cost. They give this to Bent, running out of the backfield on a trap. Goes A-gap, picks up maybe 3 yards. It looks like a long 2, 2nd and 8 for the Pirates.
Pirate offense showing us diversity here early on. The Pirates have, unlike Lincoln, have not taken any shots down the field thus far. Look to see if that might change as the game develops. Pirates will come out. They got 3 receivers set here. Shotgun with Beck.
McGuire over the middle, and that's going to be off the fingertips of his receiver, Pasqualoni.
Well, asking you shall receive. So Tottenville looks to get a play downfield with an McGuire threw an absolute bullet down the middle of the field there on that. That's a mustard on that throw.
And we got a stat from our friends at Main Street Coffee. You know, they power our broadcast booth, Ray. He says Gianni Pasqualoni, his nickname is G-Money.
Ah, what a name.
Came out of the Lions boys football program. So a 3rd and 6 for the Pirates. Rolling to his right is McGuire. He's got a first down and more. That is across midfield, and the Pirates are moving the chains into Lincoln territory.
And I don't think that was a design run, Danny. I think he just recognized early that he had the edge and the play was blown up. So he decided to get out there and be aggressive, lowered his shoulder, got himself the first down. Very impressive for the young man. McGuire certainly capable of doing it with his legs and with his arm.
Credit to the blockers who continue to do their job downfield after that play sort of blew up in the backfield. 2 wide receivers up top, 1 down low. Bent, the lone running back in the backfield, a fullback, offset right. McGuire under distress. He throws it. He is creamed by 2 Lincoln defenders. He got rid of it in time, and now the quarterback for the Pirates is limping back to the line of scrimmage, and I have a feeling that this no-huddle offense is about to slow down a bit, Ray.
Well, they're not going to huddle. It looks like he's, if nothing else, he's not going to tell anybody. He's going right back in there. Danny, you got to give a shout out to Rocco Burzo here. Last play, just laying out somebody there. He's been playing like a fullback-like role here and just seeking out someone to hit on every snap. He's been a large part of why the Pirates have been successful on the ground.
It's kind of a step back from the tight end position, playing about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. Now he pulls to the left in a designed quarterback rollout, throwing down the field. That would have been a first down as Sean McFarland, the senior, was open. That throw just a little bit behind him. Receiver couldn't adjust in the air, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Pirates.
Yeah, everything worked perfect for the offense there, just to throw a little bit off. You know, you got to hit those, make those throws when you have to. But it's good to see the Pirates starting to look downfield more, open up the passing game a little bit. You got to keep throwing the ball so that you can create lanes for Bent, and then obviously McGuire with him on the ground himself.
Well, as you know, we don't have Bob here, our favorite clock
We do
referee.
love Bob.
So the clock is not working correctly, nor is the scoreboard. The give is to Bent, going A-gap to the second level, still on his feet, and is tackled at the 26-yard line. First down, Pirates.
If you're the Lincoln defense, you know that you were exposed the last play with somebody wide open in the middle of the field. So maybe you shade a little bit towards the pass, stopping the pass, which opens up the run for the best player in the Pirates.
Quickly out of the gun working, and there's going to be a timeout called on the field by Lincoln head coach O'Connor. That's going to be Lincoln's first charge timeout, I believe, of the half. With an unknown amount of time here to go in the second quarter, the Tottenville Pirates trail 7-0 to the visiting Lincoln Rail Splitters.
This game has been at a rapid pace. Now, we don't have the time, but Danny, the offense has been on the field. They've been moving the ball a lot with the run. So no, I'm not sure that, again, with the work on that at halftime, maybe somebody can start signaling us from the field or something, because knowing what time is kind of important when broadcasting a football game.
At halftime, I'll go down and I'll
You've
talk
got
to the
pulled.
referee.
See, if I go down there, I get sent back.
You know for a fact the refs have a love-hate relationship with Nobody Cares Sports, so I might get chased off the field as well, my friend.
Well, I think your best bet's to go like with a Tottenville staff member, you know, someone that can hear the time, maybe one of the coaches on the sideline. So the Pirates come back on the field here after the timeout. I think another, and the timeout, Danny, good for momentum too. You know, the Pirates have been moving it downfield. If you're Lincoln, you want to settle your defense down. The defense have shown they can get stops in big spots as they did in the goal line stand in the last series. You mentioned Tottenville having a kicker, did not kick the field goal from inside their own 5. Now, that might have been more of a we're close enough to go for it scenario as opposed to not being able to make the field goal. We're interesting to see as this game goes on, will either team break out the kick. Although if Lincoln breaks out Ramirez, I will celebrate and have a heart attack.
No, I'm all about it. Again, like I said, I really need a jersey. The give is to Bent, and he is met by the linebacker, tackled after a short gain on the play. That's number 7, Kareem Hall, coming up to make the stop.
Hall with a big stick, but until that point, Hall was unable to take him down. It took the rest of the Lincoln defensive line to bring him down. Bent is a special player who's consistently turning and churning, looking to get things upfield. And another timeout here, Danny. So he must be ending the half. This must be within the last 2 minutes or so.
Somebody's got to know what's going on. You guys have any idea how much time is left in the quarter?
I don't know who Danny's talking to, but nonetheless, it might be Danny's turning his mic off, so he's going to find out for us. I am hoping for halftime because I'd love to have another fudge stripe. So we are imagining you got to be somewhere under a few minutes
yeah,
here.
We've got less than 2 minutes remaining here in the first
half. Okay, less than 2 minutes. So Tottenville probably 4 down territory the rest of the way, right around their own 30. Excuse me, around the Lincoln 30. 30 yards to go, Danny. It's a big difference going into halftime. You go in and tie this thing up, this crowd gets riled up, the momentum's with you. Lincoln with another stop can really put Tottenville into the crowd will be quiet, and you go into the locker room down 7-0.
Oh, and that changes literally everything. Mr. Momentum, what are you doing?
I was lowering my mic.
That's yours. Mr. Momentum, absolutely, completely on the Lincoln Rail Splitter side right now. We'll see if the Tottenville Pirates can do anything to change that. McGuire out of a gun. The give is to Bent, running left on a trap, going off the left tackle. He's close to the first down marker inside the red zone. We've got a first down, Pirates.
Nobody takes down Bent on the first tackle.
Oh, my. Is he short? Is this a 3rd and 1? No, they're moving the chains.
Yeah,
First down, Pirates.
Yeah, I had to have gotten that on that one. My depth perception is betraying me as I get older, but even that was clear as day for me. So another timeout here. I'm imagining it was called by the Pirates. That would be their second at least. Might be their last. Not really sure, to be totally honest. But you have a situation here where it's 4 down territory. We don't know exactly how much time is remaining. This is old school PSAL. I really shouldn't be complaining because I remember going to games in high school, Danny, going to watch Curtis Warriors and never knowing how much time was left because there was
100%.
no. So this is old school PSAL.
I mean, shout out, Mr. Thomas. I remember he used to be like the PA announcer up at Curtis games. And you would try and get a clock ref up in the booth. But in the old days, the clock ref was on the field just like he is tonight. And your PA announcer, or in this case, your broadcast booth, is kind of left like scratching your heads. But shout out to the Lincoln coaching staff to the left of this press box here at the 50-yard line, kind of letting us know that they believe that there's less than 2 minutes to go here. So that's a 7-0 game. Lincoln with the lead. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play from Tottenville High School. It is the Pirates who are in the red zone for the second time tonight. They were stopped on the goal line the last time they had possession. McGuire out of a gun. Looking right, throwing right. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. Pasqualoni couldn't come up with the diving catch. It brings up a 2nd and 10 now.
Second time this drive, McGuire's had someone pretty wide open there and on his route and unable to make a connection. So that's going to bring up what, Danny? We're going to 2nd down. He's going to be 2nd down from about the 20. Or inside the 20.
Inside the 20.
Yeah,
Well, we're in a red zone set right now. That shortened field only helping the stout defensive front for the Rail Splitters. So it's going to be a 4 wide receiver set. 3 receivers stacked right for the Pirates. 1 up top. Bent the lone back in the backfield. McGuire off a 1 count, throws towards the center of the field, intended for McFarland, and it's at the receiver's feet, incomplete. 3rd and 10 now from the Lincoln 19-yard line.
That ball is going from his right hand at 150 miles an hour. He is throwing a Brett Favre-like bullet across the middle of that field.
I thought actually they plugged in the jugs for a second. I couldn't believe it came from his arm.
Wow, what a Hollister this kid has on his arm. The trajectory and the speed is right. Accuracy been not where he needs it to be so far in this first half. There are 5,000 people here, Danny.
Well, they're going to stick with that same set here, Ray. 3 receivers stacked right, 1 up top in single coverage. Bent, the lone back in the backfield. Moving to his left is McGuire. He's towards the sidelines, forced out of bounds, short of the first down marker, well short. This is going to be a 4th and 5 for the Pirates, and it is decision time. As we imagine, there's less than 1 minute to play here in the first half, and they trail 7-0.
Yeah, you mentioned the potential of a kicking game. If you had a kicker here with the ball, looks to be around the inside the 15. If you had a kicker, this would be an option. But I think down 7-0 at home, You're going to do what you can to put this ball into the end zone.
It would be a long field goal from here. Instead, we have a timeout on the field, and Coach Brian Neville is absolutely beside himself in anger. It seems that there has been some miscommunication on the Pirates' part. Big play coming up for the Pirates, the biggest one of the game so far.
Well, if you're Neville, you'd like to keep the timeout because if you get the first down, to have the timeout in your pocket is always a good thing. But also at the same time, if you weren't lined up the right way or whatever the situation that you didn't like it, better to burn your last timeout here on fourth down because you can't get a first down without converting on fourth down.
I'll tell you, folks, if you out there are at home couldn't get into this action-packed game tonight, similar to Funkmaster Flex Night, hard to get a ticket.
Hard to get a ticket.
Reasonably 4,000 people packed in here tonight. This broadcast booth powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee. This
Main
is
Street Coffee.
Nobody Cares Sports Network. No religion, no politics, just feel good vibes. If you're loving the play-by-play, if you're loving the color commentary, give us a follow. If you don't like it, this is Staten Island's #1 sports network. That's what we're labeled as. So you can send all your hate mail to the Chinese bookie or the Commodore. Back to the action on the field.
Well, if you don't like us, follow us and tell us we suck. It's fine.
Yeah, all right, so follow Nobody Cares Sports anyway and
Talk
send
some
us your
smack.
hate
Tell
mail.
us how bad we are. Tell them I'm ugly. All good.
I get all of it. Direct messages are terrifying.
Luckily, I don't really know how to work those things, so I won't read those.
Now here we go, Ray. It's a 4th and 5 for the Pirates. 2 wide receivers stacked up left, 2 right. In a 4 wide receiver set, they get the defensive end to jump. I don't know if it's going to be an automatic first down.
That is the question, Danny. Unsure. It's tough for us to see where it is. It's not an automatic first down, but is the yardage enough?
That's what I mean. Is it close enough? We're going to see here. It might be just a bit shy on 5 yards. It looks like 4th and inches for the Pirates.
So if you're the Pirates, any conversion here with no timeouts, you're going to look to spike it quick. Wouldn't be surprised if people come out of a quarterback sneak here.
4 wide receivers set. The give is to Bent out of the backfield. He is met instantly, and this is going to be close.
I think he certainly got it, Danny. So look for a spike here to stop the clock, and it'll be first down and goal here.
Absolutely. First and goal inside the 10-yard line. They will, in fact, spike the ball. Ray, you have turned into somewhat of a clairvoyant.
What does that mean, Danny?
I mean, somebody that can predict the future. You become very good at reading high school football games.
Oh, thank you. It's a very high comment. I take my job here very seriously. I don't have extensive experience as a player. So to come across informed is important to me. So that's very high praise. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. It's important to me that Nobody Cares, in conjunction with Gotham Trinity Productions this evening, is present a good production for these kids. They're going to watch this game for the rest of their lives. This is amazing.
That's what it's about, man. I wish I could go back and watch me and my friends play football. Any sports we played. I mean, we got nothing. Back to the action on the field, making memories. It's first and goal for the Pirates inside the 5-yard line. The throw is left side of the end zone, and it is intercepted. A touchback. What a defensive stand once again for the Rail Splitters.
Second time, same end zone, pretty much the same down in distance. And Danny, it looked like number 6. I'm guessing 6.
It sure was.
Was that Deese?
Is that the quarterback?
It could be 9. I can't see. If it's 9, it's number 9, Xavier Betts. If not, it was Deese himself. Either way, what a spear to get that thing.
I believe it's number 0. I'm trying to have a look over here. Might be number 9. I'm looking at the sideline right now. As I get that call, we have a timeout on the field. What an incredible defensive play. One-on-one coverage, corner of the end zone, a jump ball. Who's got to have it? The Rail Splitters come down with it.
And, Danny, it looks like that's going to – I don't think they're going to do another snap. Look off the field. So, Danny, an exciting first-half action. 2 huge goal line stands for the Rail Splitters. And the Pirates trail here 7-0.
Hey, man, I think it was this kid, Zevion Betts, defensive back, 5'11 senior, making the interception in the corner of the end zone, number 9. Does that sound about right to you, Ray?
I was 9, 6, or 0, so one or the other. Tough to see from here.
All right, well, shout out to everybody. If it wasn't Aginley, then it was Betts or it was Deese. I don't think it was Deese, though. But this is what's going on right now. It's a 7-0 ball game. Lincoln has the lead. And, oh, doctor, do we have a ball game for you. It is halftime from Tottenville, 100 Luton Avenue. Nobody Cares Sports on the call. We're taking a break. We'll see you in an unspecified amount of time. We hope it's 10 minutes.
Main Street Coffee.
drummer. Get the drummer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a heavyweight bout. The Lincoln Rail Splitters have marched their way to the southern shores of New York City, the one and only town without pity here in Tottenville, Staten Island. They've got a 7-0 lead over the Pirates. I'm Danny Shenard welcoming you all back to the broadcast. We're live on Gotham Trinity Productions. My partner in crime tonight, Ray Palma, best color man in the business, joins me once again. A star-studded second half with a bevy of players no doubt going to continue to play ball at the next level. We mean college. And here we have 2 quarters of play, 24 minutes of football left. The Tottenville Pirates march their way back onto the gridiron, ready to defend their home turf. Can they do it down 7-0, Ray?
You talk about college, Danny. Nasheem Deese is going to graduate in January, so he graduate high school in 3.5 years, which is not easy, especially
Crazy.
a kid like, and his.
And I'm dumb, so I find that to be like he's basically a genius.
And I'm doing the math. I would imagine COVID's affected his freshman year, so he managed to still get his credits and obviously get a surplus of credits. He's going to a historic school, and he's going to graduate and be there early. He's a track star and the hardest worker on the team. So, I mean, what else could you possibly want out of a football player and a leader, right?
And a leader, that's probably the most important thing you said there, because what a young man for his teammates to look up to. And he is the, leader, not captain, as Coach O'Connor said, right? It's not captains, like there's just leaders on this squad, and that's certainly one of them. For the Tottenville Pirates, they trail 7-0 here at halftime. What do they have to do? Because it's really been, the story of this game has been the Lincoln Rail Splitters defense. The Tottenville Pirates have gotten to within 5 yards of the goal line on 2 different possessions. On one, you mentioned that they were stuffed at 4th and 1, 4th and goal from the 1. And on another possession, they threw the ball in a jump ball situation, and it was picked off by Zebion Betts, the 5'11 senior DB. And that was the final play of the first half. So this defense for the white and blue have come up super huge in the first half. If you're Tottenville, you got to feel that you're one break away, one snap, one play away from being in a tie game. Do you change anything if you're Coach Brian Neville?
No, you change the execution. There was also 2 passes, Danny, with guys wide open and missed by McGuire. So you had your big plays down the field. You had 2 meat grinder drives. The problem is no production into the drive. So I don't think you change much from an offensive perspective. You just got to find a way to punch it in, connect on those passes that travel more than 15 yards downfield. I think McGuire may have a little too much mustard on a few of them, a little too hyped up. There's a lot of it's going to fall on the shoulders of McGuire, obviously, as he's the quarterback of the offense. If he can get the passing game going and create lanes, because Tyson's has been a star.
Unbelievable.
He's a fantastic running back.
The only thing he's missing is a touchdown.
Yeah, the only thing Tottenville's offense is missing in a touchdown, I think. Otherwise, they've been, pretty dominant as far as moving the ball. I would say Tottenville's won the time of possession game.
I think so, too. And, talking about good times, we're down here on the South Shore of Staten Island in Tottenville. There's a sponsor of Nobody Cares Sports that I think I might have to pay a visit tonight after the game. You know who I'm talking about, Roy?
Main Street Coffee?
No, I'm talking about the best Chinese food on planet Earth.
The best Chinese food on planet Earth. And you're talking about Lunchuan,
That's
Danny.
right.
Oh, that is a good call. We are on the South Shore of Staten Island.
We're not far from Page Avenue. They're a staple here in the South Shore of the island. And we mention every broadcast how they are the best Chinese food in town. And being so close to them, I feel like I might have to take a visit tonight. Shout out to the Chi family.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Alex Chi. Will make his unsure he's going to take a red shirt. You had a little injury, but he'll be playing over there at Mount St. Mary's. I hope I'm not butchering the name of the school, but I believe it's Mount St. Mary's over there on the Upper West Side Highway out there in New York. And Chi family, a big sponsor, 967-9819. Go get yourself some Lunchuan. Best Chinese food on God's green earth. Tell them Nobody Cares Sports sent you. And Danny, we are moments away from the kickoff of the second half.
It's Sullivan Decatu back deep to receive. He's the lone back deep receiver for the Rail Splitters, and we are underway. Will he be able to field the ball cleanly? He picks it up at his own 5-yard line, makes one man miss. He's up to second level, moving up the right sideline and tackled out of bounds at the 31. Decatu getting the ball going early for the Rail Splitters here in the second half. 1st and 10, that's where they'll take over.
Danny, dangerous situation, picking the ball up at his own 2. One cut and then up the field, looking like a pro on that one.
28 yards, weaving in and out of traffic. An absolutely fantastic playmaker.
Now Solomon Decatu, only a lot of juniors here on the Lincoln roster, a lot of underclassmen. Both teams seem to be stocked up for years to come. We mentioned Tottenville, stud sophomore running back, and tonight not playing due to injury. They have a stud freshman running back. So the running game for Tottenville, and here we're going to get the Lincoln offense on the field, Danny, to start here in the third quarter.
Well, Sylvester Tarr, it's the free safety for Tottenville, who's trying to pump up his boys out there. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters. The give is up the gut from Philibert. He picks up about 4 yards, maybe 5 on the carry. It brings up 2nd and I'd say about 6, Ray.
At Philibert's, NFL comparisons, like half Jerome Bettis, half Edgerrin James.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
he's just so he's so strong.
Bus.
And yeah,
he's an absolute. He don't even have. Now I'm trying to figure it out as Tottenville just got caught jumping off sides here. So this will be close to a first down for the Rail Splitters. You talk about Jerome Bettis. I mean, he's back there right now. Edgerrin James often ran without putting his mouthpiece in, dangling from his face mask.
Well, he had the gold teeth, so he was fine.
Yeah, I look at Philibert, and I'm like, does he have the gold teeth? I don't know, but, is it indicative when that now he's putting his mouthpiece in, so maybe he'll be getting the ball? It is, in fact, a 1st and 10 off the folly of the Pirates. A pump fake, and here's a deep throw left side. He's got a man over the outstretched fingertips of his receiver. That's number 13. Holy doctor, that was almost a home run play. Jamie White just couldn't catch up with it.
What a beautifully thrown ball in the air, just slightly overthrown. Deese is a true dual threat and a true all-around athlete.
Bro,
What a
my man just launched the ball, 60 yards?
No big deal. Flick of the wrist, Vince Young style.
45 yards.
With the flick of a wrist, and not a step and a heave. Just
Look
flick
at the wrist.
There.
Absolutely unbelievable. 2nd and 10 from the Rail Splitters' own 45-yard line. 3 wide receivers up top left. 1 wide receiver down low right in single coverage. The give is to Philibert, running left side. He's at the 2nd level, and once again, Ray, he picks up about 5 yards. 3rd down coming up.
That's why you had to compare him from Jerome Bettis to James. That was the Edgerrin James. That was the eluding tackles. That was the bouncing it out, and he is mighty, mighty impressive so far this evening.
A lot of times you look at a running back as he now needs a breather checking out of the game. You look at a running back often runs towards the sidelines, but not Philibert. He sent it back A-gap and looked for his pay dirt that way. It's a 3rd and 5 for the Rail Splitters in a 4 wide receiver set. Tottenville almost jumped off sides again. They got to play with cotton in their ears here and be careful.
Great Pete Mack expression there.
Deese out of a gun. We've got laundry all over the field, and this could be a false start, and is.
On a false start. Luckily, they blew the whistle. Otherwise, quarterback was in trouble on that one. And what's funny is, Danny, I mean, at least as far as who started the game, they're going back here to Polias. He started the game, was quite impressive. So the Lincoln will not lose anything in the running game. Polias looks to be a little smaller. I imagine perhaps a little faster and shiftier. So a little thunder and lightning running back-like combination here for the Rail Splitters.
Well, we've got a 4 wide receiver set. Trips right, lone wide receiver up top. Deese moving up in the pocket, now decides to run. He's got room, running left side, putting his shoulder down. He's close to the first down marker, and it's going to depend on the spot, Ray.
Big tackle there. It was either 5 or 6 for the Pirates. Tough to see from our angle. If it was 5, it was Sylvester Tarr. If it was 6, it was 6 is Kyle Charles. So either way, beautiful open field tackle there.
First down, Rail Splitters, and it's this quarterback, this dual threat quarterback that we mentioned earlier. We watched him air it out and just narrowly missed a big game, that time using his legs to move the sticks. Philibert back in the game, offset to the quarterback's hip on the right. The give is to the back. He runs A-gap, 2nd level. He's got a first down and more, punishing Pirate defenders as he moves those chains. First down, Rail Splitters.
As you described, Danny, punishing Pirate defenders with a downhill, moving, shifting run. Just can't be stopped here. My goodness, this drive for Lincoln so far has been exactly what the doctor ordered for the Lincoln offense.
This is their opening drive of the third quarter. The give is to Philibert again. He runs outside. He's got room. We have him tackled inside the 10-yard line, just outside the 5. First and goal, Lincoln.
I thought I tackled number 5. I had Jika Paul on my roster, and I have Foley as number 5 on my notes. So I don't know which one is inaccurate, but either way, a nice play, a nice tackle there. We're going to go with
Sylvester Tarr is number 5 on my roster for the Pirates. Give this to Philibert out of the backfield, trying to backpedal his way into the end zone. He's going to be stopped at what looks to be about the 3-yard line. Second and goal here for Lincoln.
If you're Lincoln here, you're in no rush, but the hurry-up offense, they've been shuffling guys in and out. Bodies are fresh.
Bodies are fresh.
Bodies are fresh. The Pirates have been moving. The Rails have been moving it downfield.
Staying in a shotgun set. The give is to the second man in the backfield. Touchdown, Rail Splitters. Paul Jika with the, Polius Devante with the house call, Ray.
Big run there by Polius. The Thunder and Lightning combination. You mix in the Thunder and Lightning and the quarterback play from Deese, and you got yourself a really balanced drive there by the Rail Splitters.
My God.
Devonta Polius.
I had the government like backwards.
Yeah. You went last first.
Well,
it's
I'm
listed first
dyslexic, or at least I think I am.
Send your hate mail to Ray at nobodycaresportsnetwork.org. We'll sort through it tomorrow.
ncsnetwork.org, I believe. Ray at ncsnetwork.org. That's your email.
I am not a big social media guy, but just recently I am now Ray Palmer at Nobody Cares Sports.
Yeah, you can find him on Instagram.
You can be my you be my friend.
They can follow you.
Follow me.
How sick is that? I don't think anybody should follow you anywhere.
No, we're not good advice. But if you want to follow, I put up funny stuff, some good clips.
Big man Ramirez.
My favorite player.
Set to kick the extra point, and it's blocked by the Pirates.
Is that a live ball in high school, Danny? Because that's a live ball. It's going to be a touchdown.
They're trying to take it all the way back for an extra point, but they cannot do it. All it will be is an extra point blocked.
Okay, so Danny's saying no, and that was for nothing. Yeah, I didn't think in high school you could advance it, but he's doing a big dance in the end zone right now, and he spun the ball really nice.
Well, it's going to be not a touchdown for the Pirates as far as I know. And my high school rule knowledge is just awful. So if anybody out there wants to send a message to Nobody Cares Sports on Instagram or Facebook,
the only person that he looks happy, but he's no one else celebrating. So
no, nobody else is. So what it should be right now is a 13-0 game. Lincoln leads over the Pirates after a blocked extra point attempt. So special teams playing a critical role here. I know we might look at the game and say it's just 1 point. It's the difference between 13 and 14. That could be a critical and huge play down the stretch here, Ray.
Yeah, definitely. Mixed extra points. So 2 touchdowns or 2 extra points, you win the football game or at least take a lead. Coach Brian Neville, not sure what he's upset about, but he is furious on that sideline.
Oh, he's back to the action on the field. Tyshawn Bent, Gianni Pasqualoni, a.k.a. G-Money, back deep to receive for the Pirates. In front of a capacity crowd here. I'm talking about 4,000 people in attendance.
We are making those numbers up as we go along.
Can't see.
So Danny directing traffic out here. The guy's just moving from his line of vision into mine. You could just sit down. Thank you,
go.
Sir.
That's fantastic. All right. And it's Pasqualoni who fields it at the 5. Little stutter step, and the Rail Splitters are all over it. This special teams and this defense from Coney Island is putting on a show tonight. A little bit of extracurricular activity, laundry on the field.
I had my eyes on that one. 2 kilo push and shove.
I didn't see anything bad.
Let it go.
Let it go, man. We got Staten versus Brooklyn here tonight. Let it go.
Watching the crowd in front of us get a little spicy here, Danny. The team playing well. A little chirping, little chirping here, a little chirping there. Wouldn't mind a little South Shore Tottenville Pirate parent brawl in front of us. That'd be kind of fun to watch. So I'll stay tuned. If that happens, we'll give some play-by-play for that as well. But so far, something looks to be brewing here amongst the parent section. Very interesting.
Yeah. I don't like when things brew in parent sections and we're sitting in the midst of it. Back to the action on the field.
We're safe in the booth, I think.
Better than a student section.
We can lock the door.
Now, McGuire out of a gun, bent to his left. The throw is left side to McFarland. Makes one man miss, moving up the sideline. And it depends where he's marked out of bounds. Looks like he picked up about 5 on the play. Ray brings up second down for the Pirates.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds right there. Looks to be right about the 34-yard line. So if you're the Pirates, obviously Bent is your offense. You can't panic. Still the third quarter, a lot of time here. But got to find a real run-pass balance here in the second half. Bad snap, Danny. Ball's loose
the
here.
ball is out. Who's got it? The Rail Splitters are celebrating. Waiting for a sign from the ref, and he says it's white ball.
If you're Tottenville, that is absolutely the last thing you could afford to have happen. Not sure if it's a bad snap or miscommunication, but either way, the unfortunate exchange between quarterback and center is going to give the ball right back to the Rail Splitters, right about the Tottenville 30-yard line, Danny.
Bro, that is the worst thing that could have happened. You said it. The Pirates were scraping and fighting and clawing. Seemingly an underdog on their own turf, but only down 7-0 at the half. And here we are, possibly more than halfway through the third quarter. Scoreboard's not working. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. And 13-0 is our score, coming off the heels now of a turnover. The second turnover of the game for this Pirates offense. And it could hurt them in a big way. It's a 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters, and a bobbled snap. Deese falls on it on the backfield. It'll be a loss of about 4 on the play. Careful to come up with it there.
Yeah, so that's the difference, right? You had bad snap there, still handled, lift to play another down. Unfortunately, the Pirates unable to make that happen on their own offensive possession.
If I may quote Farmer Fred from Waterboy, Willie Papaya na day.
Knowing his name is very impressive. I did not know the guy's name from the movie. That's
Farmer
impressive.
Fred, take laps with special teams. Deese, under pressure, could be sacked, isn't, throwing to his right, has a man, and it will be incomplete. Good job to get rid of the ball there. Bro, moving his hips. I mean, he's got to be doing – I'd love to see what kind of drills he's running on the off days, is all I'm saying.
Well, clearly he must put the work
Chalk in the
in.
hips, as they say.
It's all in the hip. A little Chubbs Peterson reference there. Bottom line is this kid is a physical specimen. He looks to be, his listed height, what do I have here for Deese? He's listed at 6'3", 190. He looks to be bigger than that. He's probably growing as he gets older here.
100%. It's like a puppy.
Bethune and Cookman is getting themselves a stud.
3rd and 13 for the Rail Splitters. Deese out of a gun. It's going to be a screen to Philibert. He's got blockers in front of him. There's Laundry on the field. This could be holding. And it looks like the ball possibly came out. Pirates are celebrating like they have it. Let's see what the call is on the field.
Yeah, a lot of things going on there. The penalty will supersede anything as far as a fumble goes, I'd imagine. Unless, of course, it's against the offense, which they would decline. So curious to see what this is going to be. So, Danny, that's going to be a fumble.
Football. That's a turnover. He giveth and taketh away.
So the penalty had to be against Lincoln, so he obviously declined, and that was a fumble. And, Danny, if you're the Pirate defense, your team needed a spark. That's a huge play, and will give the Pirates a chance to rectify the odds from the last time and make up for a poor first drive to start the second half.
Anytime I could reference a water boy in a part of a movie, I'm in. McGuire throwing to his left. That could be a live football. Instead, the referee is going to say incomplete. And that was our boy, the punter slash kicker slash defensive lineman Ramirez, trying to come up with what he thought was a loose ball on the field.
Yes, Danny. It was nose guard Ramirez on the sideline. Nose guards are in the middle of the field. He's 300, but whatever he is. Oh, my
Did you talk to anybody at Lincoln? Did you talk to the principal or somebody like that? Can we get this kid's jersey? I need it autographed.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
McGuire gives it to Bent in the backfield. He tries to get to the second level, but the linebacker says, not up in here.
He didn't get to the second level, but he gets 6 yards every time he touches the football. This kid is special.
Well, it was number 44, Darrell Owens, and number 21, Michael Borey, making the stop. Brings up a crucial 3rd and 4 for the Pirates at their own 35-yard line.
Bent has been able to do anything he wants of first contact all day. Will the passing game be able to join him?
That'll be gone. It's an end around. The receiver tries to get out of a tangled up defender in the backfield. Cannot, is tackled shy of the 6. Kareem Hall tried to do everything on that play, but the Rail Splitters just blew it up. I mean, he almost got away, but it is a gain of 0 on the play.
I think
Now it seems that we have a penalty and an automatic first down for the Pirates.
It looks like a hold on the defense, Danny. So holding on the defense is going to be 10 yards.
That's really costly if you're the Rail Splitters. I know Coach O'Connor can't be happy with that.
I don't know. Penalties, no coach has been happy with a penalty before, that's for sure.
On third down, when your defense is making stops, I'll tell you what.
And now you're going to give the Pirates, we're going to move on into Lincoln side of the field.
That's right. The ball is placed at the left side of the tee at the 47-yard line of the Rail Splitters. Out of a shotgun set, a fullback blocking for Bent, who gets the ball, spins out of a tackle, and runs to his left. He's at the second level, still on his feet, dragging Lincoln Rail Splitter defenders with him, close to a first down marker, just shy second down.
I don't know what, I'm not a college recruiting expert. I don't know what Bent's situation is, but as a sophomore, there's got to be a lot of colleges going to be hopefully watching this film and other films of him in 2 years. Danny, can you imagine what he'll be in 2 years if he's this good now as a sophomore? My goodness.
Man's putting on a show right now on Thursday Night Lights on the southern shores of New York City. This could be the end of the third quarter. Nobody signifies anything to the booth. Nobody cares sports is running the booth. That's why, Ray. No religion, no politics, just feel good sports vibes. We're working tonight with our friends at Gotham Trinity Productions. Ray, you know that we're everywhere, right?
Oh, all over the place.
Why are we everywhere? Because we support local, right?
Because we support local. We're here for the kids. We're here to provide. I always say, Danny, because of you, and we're going to have all these different games. These kids can show these kids now can show their grandkids 50 years from now. They can show their own kids. And I coached Curtis Junior Varsity 2005, I believe. We won the Staten Island High School League Championship, and it's one of it's the best moment of my coaching career. I don't have film of it. That was 20 years ago. It wasn't, in the 90s or the 80s. It was only 20 years ago.
Right.
I have no copy of that game. It is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Meanwhile, we have regular season games. We have all types of different things that kids will see forever on the YouTube machine, as we like to call it.
That's right. Well, we appreciate anybody out there that puts up with Nobody Cares, because we are titans of the industry and fastest growing network, and happy to be partnering with our friends at Gotham tonight. A 2nd and 1 for the Pirates. McGuire out of a gun. 2 wide receivers stack right. The give is to Bent, running a gap on a trap. He's got the first down, and the Pirates are moving those chains, trying brick by brick, step by step, to build a little bit of momentum. They got to take care of that football this time, Ray.
Giving the ball to Bent is certainly a way to build anything, that's for sure.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to run the exact same play. Bent gets to the second level. First down again. It's a pickup of about 15 on the play, and a timeout called on the field.
He's the perfect balance of staying high initially and then gets low on contact. I think if you're anything, and the timeout looks to be on the defense here. So Lincoln, a few guys on their knee, a little bent over here. So few of the Lincoln Rail Splitter players, a little tired, a little fatigued. It's been a long drive for the Pirates, so not a bad timeout here for Lincoln. Because if you're Lincoln here, we're in the fourth quarter. You got to stop here with a 2-possession game, and the game's not over, but it makes it a lot closer to being over. Tottenville scores here. We have a whole new ball game.
Whole new ball game. And if you're tuned in right now, don't change that dial. It has been a defensive battle all evening. We thought perhaps that these two teams would get off to a seemingly hot start. Mentioned early on that Tottenville is 1-1 after 2 non-league games. This is both teams' first game of the season for the PSAL. So a big game in the standings. Obviously, Lincoln knocking out
Susan Wagner last week, 28-0. So they took care of Susan Wagner relatively easily, and they're so far as nothing goes. So
they're 1-0. Right.
The Lincoln defense yet to allow a touchdown this season through 7 quarters. Very impressive.
I mean, you talk about it. I mean, it's because this superhuman machine in Ramirez, a nose tackle, a kicker, a punter. And do you see the size of the kid playing next to him at tackle? What?
Yeah, no, these guys are big. So shotgun, McGuire, quick wide receiver screen on a drop.
That is going to be dropped. Incomplete. I'm talking about number 44 on the Rail Splitters, Darrell Owens.
Yeah, Owen stands out. My
He's
goodness.
listed at 6'2", 265 pounds.
I'm not sure.
265, Ray?
Oh, goodness gracious, my God. 265, stout, strong.
What?
This Lincoln defensive line, mighty impressive.
No wonder Tottenville is having a problem.
especially down here in the red zone where the field gets a little bit smaller, a little less lanes. That's where you put the helmet on some shoulder pads to make things happen.
I mean, these kids on the offensive line at Tottenville are no slouches themselves, but the Hog Mollies up front have their hands full tonight. McGuire out of the gun, bent to the right, offset. Gibbs to the back. He makes one mad miss and is tackled for no yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and long.
You can makes one man miss on loop every time Ben touches the football. The first guy has no shot. Even when he's caught dead to rights in the backfield, still has that ability to move and make things happen. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't even pay attention. You know that, Ray. I just think that I say, hey, they give us to Ben. He makes one man miss. I'm not watching. One day somebody's going to catch on.
Oh, nonetheless. And nobody cares, so it doesn't matter either way.
Absolutely. Well, McGuire out of a gun. The give is to Bent. Running right side. He's got a swarm of defenders chasing him. He's going to be well shy of the first down. This brings up a 4th and about 4. A long 4 for the Pirates.
So the Rail Splitters have had 2 goal line stands. Now, this wouldn't be a goal line stand for the Pirates, but it's a must-get for the defense. Get off the field here, put your offense on the field. You're right back in this football game. They get a first down and kill some more clock here. You're in a lot of trouble if you're the Pirates.
Man, it's just like old school community football. The crowd out here tonight, even the people that aren't inside, are watching outside on the fence. There's kids climbed up 16 feet high watching over the banners. McGuire out of the gun, rolling to his right. Under pressure, has to get rid of it. Does. And that ball is incomplete. That is a defensive stand. The Rail Splitters come up with the ball. Wow.
Very, very, very impressive.
Bro, they haven't allowed a point this season, and this Tottenville crowd, capacity crowd of 4,000 fans, is stunned.
Nonetheless, Danny, win there. Again, not knowing how much time left is a huge factor in all this, that's for sure.
Huge factor in all this. Whew. I have no idea what's, let me, you do that. I'm going to go talk to a Lincoln coach and find out, about how much they got.
All right, you go do that, Danny. Well, I'll take over some play-by-play action here. I mean, he told me to go do that. Not sure what do that means, but we'll wing it from here. So, it looks like we'll get the Lincoln offense back here on the field. If you're the Pirates defense here, you want to be aggressive, get a chance to go get something. But the bottom line is, if you are the Pirates defense, this is the last stand of the game. Or the one they need. Give up the middle. Nice cut. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to look to fall forward. Create some tough yardage there. 31's back in the game as Danny is now back in the booth. They're doing some recon here.
It seems, Ray, that we've only shaved off a few minutes here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarters typically don't go as fast as the rest of the ball game. It is a chess match here between both coaches. There'll be a couple of timeouts and substitutions, things of that nature. So we may see it be at a bit slower pace here as it's a 2nd and 6 for the Rail Splitters from their own 18-yard line. It is the running back, Philibert, directing traffic. He sends a wide receiver to his right, and he is gobbled up in the backfield by a plethora of Pirate defenders.
So we're guessing there's a little more than 10 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. A stop here on 3rd down, and you get you force Ramirez to punt for Lincoln. A huge win for the Tottenville. Get the ball right back. You allow a first down. That's 3 or 4 more downs for the Lincoln offense, and they can kill another 2-3 minutes from this clock. So a big possession, or I should say a big down here.
Massive down. If they stop them, get the ball back on a punt, you're talking great field position still in this ball game. As we guesstimate that there's about 8 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Put those 4s up. Deese directing traffic. A 4 wide receiver set. 2 left, 2 right. Deese rolling to his right. Throwing downfield. He's got a man almost intercepted downfield. That's number 5, the free safety for the Pirates, Sylvester Tarr. Almost had the pick.
Danny maybe has better eyes than me. That was nice. It might be 6, Danny. It could be. If it is 6, I want to make sure we get the right credit. If it's 6, where's my time? Well, if it's 6, it's Kyle Charles. It's hard to tell the numbers here. I can't. I'm still looking at his back. That is 5. You were right. I was wrong. That was 5. Great play in the field there. And he's going to be the guy to return it as well. So He's at his
Dees
own
directing
45.
traffic. A
Or I should say
four
the
wide
Lincoln
receiver
45.
set. 2 left, 2
We're
right.
going to see Ramirez
Dees
punt here,
rolling
Danny, so
to
this
his
is
right,
exciting in its
throwing
own right.
downfield.
Always
He's got a
exciting.
man
And
almost
Ramirez is punting
intercepted
from right about his own end zone
downfield.
here. So
That's
I wouldn't be
number
surprised if
5.
the Pirates and Ramirez has not been the quickest punter all night long. He's been taking his time. So I'm sure the Pirates are going to be aggressive here, trying to come after him.
Well, it's the defensive back who just made a phenomenal play to force 4th down. And Sylvester Tarr, who's back deep to receive for the Pirates. That ball shanked off his foot and traveled maybe 4 yards.
That is not. He's still my favorite player, but not his best work on that one.
I definitely need his autograph.
That's the equivalent of a huge play for the Pirate defense, at least, because now they're going to have the ball. That might be around inside the 5-yard line, it looked like, from where it rolled out of bounds.
Yes, that ball was punted at the 1.
It did not go very far. So,
and I believe that might have been a 0-yard punt.
It might be negative, Dan. Ball would have been forward. And either way, you know what? Ramirez is exhausted, Dan. He's playing every snap. He's all over the field.
I would be dead.
You
I
know,
can't play 18 holes of mini golf without being out of breath. So props to these kids for grinding it out here tonight. The give is to Bent going up the middle. We got a house call. Touchdown, Pirates. The drought is over, Ray.
So a big play by Bent following up the poor punt is going to put the Pirates right back in this football game now. Danny, you called it earlier. Big extra point right here. Knock this extra point home. You're one possession away from potentially winning a football game. Missed the extra point, puts a lot of pressure on a potential future score later in the game.
Whole lot of pressure is right in a 13-6 game. Now, so the Pirates set for the extra point out here tonight. The give is to Bent going up the middle. We got a house call. Touchdown, Pirates. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up and good.
That is critical. That is critical as this game goes on. It's critical that now, like we just said, right? So you score another touchdown. You get the ball back, score a touchdown, extra point, you're going to win the football game. That's a big step here. So the extra point that earlier from Lincoln looming large so far this afternoon. I should say this evening as we're under the lights here.
It's a beautiful night. 13-7 is our score. Tottenville not done yet in the home opener for PSAL on the year here at 100 Luton Avenue. The Pirates aren't going quietly into this Thursday night as well. They shouldn't be. It's a capacity crowd we mentioned earlier. The marching band is out on the track at halftime. They're back in the stands now. The Tottenville Alumni and Football Parents Club are in the house. And I know that these Lincoln fans are tuned in because ain't nobody getting on the Bell Parkway. I ain't getting on the Bell Parkway. So shout out to all the Lincoln fans out there tuned in. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
I certainly hope so. Class operation there over with Sean O'Connor and the rest of the coaching staff. Lincoln, a famous school. I mean, you know, it's the Sebastian Telfair and Stephon Marbury, and just from a basketball perspective, and not to mention NFL running back Israel Abikanda, former Lincoln player.
Yeah, butchered that name. I like it, though.
That might have been pretty good. Either way.
Solomon Decatu back deep to receive for Lincoln. He fields the ball at the 20-yard line, makes one man miss, fumbles the ball. It's out. The Pirates might have it. Let's see who comes up with it. And it's going to stay Lincoln ball. Oh, what a lucky break there for Lincoln.
Yeah, that is for sure. A little loose with the ball there by Decatu. I believe it was Decatu. I think it was 88. Loose with the ball there. Tried to make one too many guys miss. The ball came loose. Nonetheless, you force them deep into their own territory. The clock not necessarily a factor yet. You get a 3 and out here, Danny. You're going to have a good opportunity to come back and score here.
Oh, yes.
Big, after a huge possession for the Pirate defense. Can they sum up another one here and give their offense a chance to make a comeback?
Well, it has come down to this. We guess that there's got to be somewhere outside of 4 minutes. We know there should be a 4-minute warning stoppage. Dees out of the gun. Lincoln leading 13-7. The give is to Philibert, running to the second level and rumbling close to the sticks. Is going to come up just a bit shy. Second and 2 for Lincoln.
Solomon
Decatu back deep to receive for Lincoln. He fields the ball at the 20-yard line, makes one man miss, fumbles the ball. It's out. The Pirates might have it. Let's see who comes up with it.
Unfortunately, an injury here for Lincoln. If you're Lincoln, I don't know if the injuries might be hurt them more than help as far as the timing goes. They had a big run there. But I think going forward here on this drive, you're going to see a big dose of Philibert and obviously Deese himself. I think the ball's going to stay on the ground. I'd be surprised to see any form of a pass on this drive because if you're Lincoln here, the more clock you kill, the more you move it, the better it is for the Rail Splitters. Hopefully the young man that was down and can't get a number, hopefully he's going to be all right and get up.
Hopefully he's right. I mean, it might be the rolling back Philibert who's down.
Oh, I hope not. He's got a special afternoon. I hope not, no matter who it is, obviously. But pretty good.
Solomon to cut to back deep to receive for Lincoln. He fields the ball at the 20-yard line, makes one man miss, fumbles the ball. It's out. The Pirates might have it. Let's see who comes up with it. And it's
nice. Okay, so they're going. I'm learning here. Gotham Trinity have such technology here. They're going to show the replay on the kickoff here. Very impressive. As we hope for health here from the young man here. So
it is in fact Philibert who's
NFL running back.
So he is up under his own fruition.
Former Lincoln player.
Butchered that name. I like
it.
It
might have been pretty good.
Solomon to cut to back deep to receive for Lincoln. He fields the ball at the 20-yard line, makes one man miss, fumbles the ball. It's out. The Pirates might have it. Let's see who comes up with it. So that was just a couple plays ago where they got real lucky. And now a couple plays later on a 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard run from Philibert. He has to come out of the game now.
Oh, and the lights go out in the booth.
That's never a good thing for me.
I can't really see my sheets anymore. That's all right.
We'll get through it.
And the lights are back.
Yep, well, it's going to be Devontae Polius in the game in substitution of Philibert, and that's a first down for Lincoln.
Polius, the starting running back. So, you got the Thunder and Lightning combination. Philibert, little banged up on the sideline. But going right to Polius here, who's certainly more than capable of handling the football himself.
Two completely different running styles, so not an easy task from switching one to the other if you're the Tottenville front. On a 1st and 10 from their own 35, it's an end around to the wide receiver who's quickly into the second level, staying on his feet and dragged down just shy of the marker. That's Jamie White, the 6'1 wide receiver, 175-pound senior.
I think his first touch today, so a gutsy ball here.
I think for me.
Bringing in the reverse when you haven't touched the ball yet, I believe all day.
But well, it's going to be
running the ball so well up the middle.
Polius in the game.
Plays like that, reverse is a good way to gain big yards, and now they're in a great position, 2nd down and short.
2nd and 3 is the call. Deese is going to keep it, and he is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He maybe got 1 yard, a half a yard on forward progress. That's going to bring a 3rd and short up, and this is a huge play for the Tottenville defense.
I'm going to look at the ball's going to be put down. Looks like it's going to be, so they got to get to the 45. Looks like the ball's at the 42.5. So that's a full 2.5 yards, Danny. This is a big play here for the Pirate defense.
13-7 game. The Rail Splitters with the lead. 3rd and down. 3rd down and 3. The give is to the back. He is going to be stopped in the backfield. That brings up 4th down. A huge play from the boys in purple and white.
We'll see how much confidence the Rail Splitters have in Ramirez right now. His last punt couldn't have gone any worse. So now your decision is to go for it, potentially end the game by gaining a couple of yards, or punt the football with a punter who's last, and Danny and not even considering the punt. They're just going to go for it.
No, and I don't blame him. My man might be gassed, and all the better to keep him in there as a hog volley. 4th and 3. Here's the call on the field. Deese with 3 receivers to his left, 1 back to his right. Tottenville sending the house. Deese is going to keep it. He's got the first down at midfield.
When you have an
and he gets up and is emphatic in saying, move those chains.
When you have an all-world quarterback, when you have the best athlete on the field, when you have Bethune-Cookman's finest, you just give him the ball, let him go.
We got a replay coming up here. Let's check out the action to keep him in there as a hog volley. 4th and 3. Here's the call on the field.
This will be a big
with
play
3
you're watching
receivers
now,
to his left.
We are back to
1 back to his right. As the Rail Splitters are looking to work quickly. They don't care about production. Philibert back into the game, gobbled up in the backfield. He might have gotten a loss on that play.
good to see Philibert back in the game. Never want to see a young man hurt. So the Rail Splitters have been doing a great job on the ground this whole drive. The reverse, Philibert, Polius, and of course Dees himself.
Yeah,
so
I'm just going to say
offense.
it to the production crew. You guys want to run a replay, just run it, and we'll dictate to the fans at home what's happening because these boys are going to work their 2-minute drill offense. You know what I'm saying? We think that there might be about 4 minutes. There might not be. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. Rail Splitters with a 13-7 lead, 2nd and 10 from their own 47-yard line. A play action. That ball is incomplete, intended for the wide receiver. Chris Gunley can't make the catch. It's a 3rd and long coming up.
Really aggressive play call from the Rail Splitters because the incomplete pass stops the clock.
Yeah.
Doing the Tottenville defense a huge favor.
You said it, mister.
You've been grounding it out. You've been gaining yards on the ground. That's a really aggressive play call, and if they have to punt this football. Remember that play.
Really aggressive play call. 3rd and 10 for the Rail Splitters. We'll do it again. Dees throws a screen. He's got Philibert upended in Pirate territory. That is going to be 4th down and a massive play coming up. Ray, for all intents and purposes, you got to think that if the Rail Splitters come up with this, that they can cruise their way into a victory formation.
Again, we have no idea how much time
No
left, so it
idea
makes it
how
a little
much time
difficult. I
is
don't
left.
recall seeing a 4-minute warning.
At all, no.
So if there's 5 minutes left, that's a lot of time. Now,
So you got a purple shirt.
this is not a timeout here. So they're going to go for it. Again, you have the fear of the punt after that. So a huge possession here for the Tottenville defense.
3 wide receivers to the left, and now we have a timeout on the field. That's the 4-minute warning.
Okay. So
All right.
that's going to put the 4-minute warning.
Good job, guys.
Danny, you put this
Way to
thing,
be.
get a first down here. You kind of bleed some clock. Not saying the game's over with Tottenville having their timeouts. So the 4-minute warning is just really quick. That was not a timeout. They're right back on play here. So
Yeah, they're like, listen, it's a stoppage of the clock, but not so much the game. They stay in formation. Trips to the left. Dees, the quarterback, in shotgun.
and the clock should not be running. So they're
Now
okay.
timeout on the field called by the Rail Splitters. It seems they wanted to see what defensive front Pirates came out in. Now Coach O'Connor is going to talk it over with his boys.
I'm wondering if they're considering a punt here, Dan. I know Ramirez had the bad one down there, but he has had a few good ones today. You know, the field position game is big here. I think he'd rather make the Pirates go 70, 80, 90 yards as opposed to handing the ball to 46 if something goes wrong here on this possession.
I could see some sort of a trickery play because I've seen them do the end around a couple of times with their receivers. Everybody knows Philibert's going to get the ball. Well, he's got to get a considerable amount of yardage here to get this first down. So it's about, what, a 4th and 4 or 4th and 5 here?
Sure.
So it's a good chunk. I don't think you can just go A-gap when everybody knows you're going to ground and pound. So I might see a play action here where Dees keeps it and runs outside the tackle, or look for possibly an end around where they run east-west and look to get this yard outside the tackle. Let's see what they do. Trips left. Running back going in motion. It's going to be gobbled up. Dees is sacked in the backfield. The Pirates come up with the stop and the turnover. They'll have an opportunity to take the lead on this drive under 4 minutes to go.
Couldn't ask for anything better on a Thursday night. Big 4th down stop for the Pirates. Are going to have the ball on the Lincoln side of the field at around the 47-yard line. With Danny, we'll call it about 3.5, 3:30 to go. We'll say somewhere around
Trips
there.
left. A little bit of trickery. They
Running
play
back
action
going
to
in
a man
motion.
in
It's
motion
going
out
to
of the
be
backfield.
gobbled up. Dees is
Quarterback
sacked
kept
in the
it, and
backfield.
Tottenville
The
defensive
Pirates
front was
come up with
all
the stop
over it.
and the
Right on the
turnover.
50, Dan. I would imagine about 30 seconds came off the clock, under 4 minutes to play. The give is to Bent out of the backfield. He picks up about 4 yards on the carry. The ball's going to be placed just outside, I'd say, the Rail Splitter 46-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Pirates.
Been a big dose of Bent today, as it should be. The Pirates have not been able to complete a pass downfield. Anything in that direction would be a big positive for the Pirates.
McGuire out of the gun. The give is to Bent. He's into the second level, rumbling forward, keeping his head down. First down, Pirates. That ball's going to be spotted at the rail splitter 35-yard line.
What ball protection by Bent on the spin. You could see him clinch and pull a little tighter, tuck that thing in there and create that first down for the Pirates.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, shotgun set. The give is to Bent yet again. And they are just pushing him forward. He's still on his feet, not tackled, not brought to the ground. The clock will continue to run. 13-7's our score. It's a 6-point ball game. Tottenville can win the game if they punch it in the end zone and hit the extra point.
So taking their time here, we're going to guesstimate. I'm going to mess it's under 3 minutes now, Danny. I have to think, but again, it's my internal clock. We have no official clock here.
Nothing. Nobody cares. Two wide receivers right. The throw is to Bent on a screen out of the backfield. Makes two men miss. Now a third. Stays on his feet. Diving out of bounds. That will stop the clock.
We're around the 20s. Tough for us to see from our angle. And I believe all 3 timeouts, Danny. At least 2 timeouts. So I'm going to have to stand up myself here as the Pirate faithful is
right. The throw is to Bent on a screen out of the backfield. Makes two men miss. Now a third. Stays on his feet. Diving out of bounds. That will stop the clock.
3 timeouts.
First down. 3 of their timeouts. Big shout out to you, Phil.
So
Lincoln has 1 timeout remaining.
So
Bro,
if you're Tottenville and Bent here, it's Bent. I'd be surprised at anything other than Bent over here for the next 4 snaps, or maybe less.
No, it's been him this entire drive, keeping the clock running, keeping the Lincoln offense off the field. McGuire out of a gun. The give is to Bent running right side, and he is stopped immediately after touching the ball. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. 2nd and long coming up for the Pirates.
So 2nd and 8, not 4 down territory. You can still get a first down at around the 10-yard line with all 3 timeouts. The whole playbook is available.
And we imagine that we are now under 2 minutes to play, well beyond the 4-minute warning. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. Quarterback looking to the left. Now he has to look right under pressure. McGuire will just throw it out of bounds wisely. That brings up a 3rd and long for the Pirates.
You used the term wisely, Danny, and it was described perfectly. You got scrambled, look downfield, everyone covered. You want to live to play another day, you want to get out of here. So great job there. 3rd down and about 8. We'll have 2 possessions here to get 8 yards. 2 snaps, excuse me.
I thought the place was haunted, Ray. The lights were turning off. It was my shoulder hitting the wall.
Well, Danny's turned the lights off, apparently. Again, we're standing in the booth here as the Tottenville Pirate faithful is also standing. A lot of standing going on. Not really my favorite activity, but that's okay.
It's all right, Ray. You're doing a heck of a job, and the people appreciate you. Those that don't, please send your hate mail our way. We enjoy reading it on Monday morning. It is a 3rd and long for the Pirates, and I mean, they move the sticks back. It's 3rd and 10.
Oh, wow.
And now we have a timeout on the field.
No, Danny, I just watched the referee threw a flag and then went to the sideline furious. I think this might be an unsportsmanlike against the Tottenville Pirates, Danny.
Oh, my.
That referee had his flag out and was screaming. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so he's picked it up. The referee is not happy with the Pirates sideline.
False flag right there. All right. 2 wide receivers left, 1 wide receiver right. McGuire looking left. He's got a man towards the end zone. Oh, in and out of the...
So we said that, Danny. We said the pass would have to come into play. He threw the perfect ball, hit him right in the fingertips.
The
defender was there.
Reggie McClure just couldn't make the play. You know what they say, Ray? If it hits you in the hands, you gotta make the catch.
So now Danny's
2 wide receivers left,
8.
1 wide receiver right. McGuire looking left. He's got a man towards the end zone. Oh, in and out of the fingertips.
Can you rely on Bent? Do you have a run play?
Danny. We said the pass would have to come into play.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but you hope the ball ends up in Bent's hands somewhere here. If you're going to go down, you want to go down with your best player.
1 wide receiver right. That's McFarland. 2 wide receivers up top. McGuire under pressure, throwing towards the end zone, almost intercepted. A turnover on downs, and the Lincoln defense comes up with a huge stop.
Huge stop for the Lincoln defense. But the game's not over here, Danny, because to my knowledge, the Pirates still have their 3 timeouts. So if you can hold them right here, you should get the football back, even though we have no idea how much time's left.
Correct.
We're going to guess a minute 20.
Can somebody call Loon Schwan and ask them what time's the kitchen's open till? Because we still got a ball game here. 13-7. The Rail Splitters still with the lead. An unknown amount of time left. Nobody cares. Danny Shanad, Ray Palm on the call. boy, we got a great game here tonight.
Yeah, regardless of what transpires the rest of the game, this has been a spectacular high school football game, well coached and well played on both sides. So they're going to take over. The ball is, it looks to be at the 19, perhaps the 20. There's 1:15 left in the game. So my guess of 120 was only 5 seconds off. That was pretty good.
Not bad.
1:15 left, all 3 timeouts. So a first down for the Rail Splitters will end the game. A 3 and out will give the Pirates at least one more crack at it. Deese will go into the shotgun, as he's been for most of the night, in what has been a special, spectacular performance.
The give is to Philibert out of the backfield. He's got room down the left side. A first down and more. A devastating gain for the Tottenville defense and a huge play for the Lincoln Rail Splitters into Tottenville territory. Wow, what a run. I mean, I thought my man was out of gas. The bus got plenty of gas.
He went to the sideline, had a little Gatorade. He put the gas tank back up, and if not closed the game out there, Tottenville elects not to call timeout. Like, went out of bounds, so no timeout necessary.
He just
there we go.
runs so, like to quote the Waterboy again, so much pain and anger in those eyes. He just runs so violently. I'm not trying to tackle that kid.
No, I certainly wouldn't want to. That's for sure. And he's going to be a special player here for the Rail Splitters for a long time.
1st and 10, Deese out of the gun. It's to Philibert running B-gap, second level, lunging forward for the first down. He's putting on a show here late in the 4th quarter and trying to put that illustrious nail in the coffin.
Philibert and Polius, both juniors, so both will be back in the Rail Splitter backfield. Both will return to the Rail Splitter backfield next season. They're in no rush here.
Why would you?
Now the Pirates must have called timeout. Yeah, obviously the Pirates had to have a call of timeout. Otherwise, Lincoln would just kill the clock out here. So
Coach Brian Nibble is not happy right now, and I do not blame him. You cannot have your defensive front give up a huge play in A-gap, B-gap. You got to be stout. You got to stuff those holes and force that running back outside the tackles. You know it's coming. You have to stop it, and I got to believe he's just upset with his guys because he knows they're good enough to make the play. But right now, let's give credit to the Rail Splitters. They've come in here tonight, and they have handled their business.
Well, that's where I was going with Philibert. And you know what? I want to make sure before this game comes to an end, we've talked a lot about Philibert. We talked a lot about Deese. We talked a lot about Polius. But how about the kids up front with Ramirez and the rest of the offensive line? I mean, the unheralded people there.
The unsung heroes.
Yeah, even by us. And I apologize for that to the offensive line of Lincoln. They've been, creating these lanes all night long, creating lanes for the big bruising tailback in Philibert, the shifty, faster running back in Polius, and then the all-around greatness of Deese, keeping him upright for passing situations and certainly creating opportunities on the ground. So a second down here, Danny. I believe. Oh, was it the yardage thing says first down, but I believe it's second down. No.
No, it's a first down.
I don't know my math. Okay.
It's all right, Ray.
It's been a long
night. It's been a long night. You get any answer from Loonschwan, or they tell us they're not sponsors anymore? You let me know.
You multitask during the game. I can't go on my phone during the game. No, I can't do both. You're a multitasker, way better than me.
I'm all that. They give us to Philibert again like a hot knife through butter. He's got a first down and more. Rumbling inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Rail Splitters.
And that is going to do it. So Philibert adds about 80 yards to his rushing total here late in the 4th quarter. So Philibert's stats of the game will be very impressive. Would have been impressive anyway. Tacked on about 60 yards and 70 yards in runs here.
All that.
In
the words to Philibert again like a hot knife through butter. He's got a first down and more. Rumbling inside the 20-yard line.
Have put an
exclamation point. And they have come into Tottenville and now have a dub at 100 Luton. They have beaten the Pirates 2 consecutive games in a row, 1 time in the playoffs, and now here in the opening game of the season. The boys are lining up at the 50-yard line. Danny Chenard from Nobody Cares Sports on the call with Ray Palma. What a game tonight. Ray, give me your closing thoughts.
Just a spectacularly well-coached, well-organized high school football game. Lincoln came in here as advertised. Again, another, like you pointed out, another close one. A one-score game. Every time you get Coach Sean O'Connor and drawing a blank here, and Coach Brian Neville, when these two teams match up, great things happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them again sometime down the road matching up with one another. This was a fantastically played high school football game. It was incredibly produced here by Gotham Trinity Productions. And Danny, my pleasure to sit to your right and have an opportunity to watch this great football game. And the Lincoln faithful, for those listening out there in Brooklyn, you've gained a fan in Ray Palmer, Nobody Cares Sports. My goodness, between the great quarterback play, the running back combination, the offensive line,
defense,
and of course,
and special teams,
defense gives up 7 points. You know, anytime you're going to win there. And my favorite player, one bad punt, but besides that, my favorite player, my guy Ramirez, does it all for the Lincoln. And to tell you one thing, that bus ride on the Bell Parkway home will be a lot more fun after a dub. So, Danny, thanks for having me. Gotham Trinity, thanks for having me.
No doubt about that. Happily paying the toll and taking this W back to Coney Island. Shout out to the Rail Splitters, and shout out to you, Ray, and all the fans at Nobody Cares Sports that tuned in tonight with our friends at Gotham Trinity Productions. It was a live one, but at the end of the day, the final score from 100 Luton Avenue in Tottenville is the Lincoln Rail Splitters 13 and the Tottenville Pirates 7. Ray, until next time, you know you can find us this Saturday 1:30 at St. Peter's, the Eagles' Nest. Got another big game coming up. And then after that, you know we're just busy till the end of time supporting local, my friend.
We'll be here. We're not going anywhere. Shout out to you, Danny. Thanks to you, these kids. And of course, Gotham Trinity Productions will have this for the rest of their lives. We'll have this game there. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to Saturday, a little St. Peter's football action. And we'll keep the action coming all season long.
You said it, mister. Support local sports. Be safe, everybody. Good night.
Main Street Coffee.